Ladies and gentlemen, here they are. Let's hear it for your High Point Rockers. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps as we honor America and those who protect your freedom as our national anthem is performed by Malin Leach.
Oh, sing, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose brush stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets went down, the bombs bursting, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's another windy day so far today here in High Point, North Carolina. The wind kind of taking some odd turns as it has recently over the last week or so. We've seen a lot of baseballs in batting practice the last few days, and normally home runs, well, they weren't the last couple of days, and we'll see how that affects the games going forward. Currently, the wind blowing at 13 miles an hour out towards right field. We'll see what that does for baseballs hit up in the air today. Good evening, everyone. Kevin Fruits here with you from Truist Point as we get set for Game 2 between the High Point Rockers and Charleston Dirty Birds. Rockers sent Craig Stem to the mound today. Stem making his first start of the year. The guy who's been around all 3 seasons, maybe starting out all 3 seasons of the High Point Rockers' existence. The lineup again for Stem is Kelly Burcham Justice, Perez Longy Gonzalez, Beltre Williams, and Blum. Scott Kelly steps up to the plate now. Get things underway here. Wednesday night. See Craig Stem back, the tall right-hander. Wearing a different number though this year. Was number 44 last year. He's 36 this year. Stem comes set, kicks and fires. First pitch just inside ball one. And we are underway. Here comes the pitch. There's a fastball strike up at the top of the zone, and the count 1-1. Home plate umpire today, Justin Burton. Christopher Riddle, the first base umpire. Calvin Baker down the third base side. And here comes the 1-1 from Stem. That's hit down the third base line. It's a fair ball. And it's going to go into the Charleston bullpen. It's going to kick around, and Klinsky grabs it and throws it in, but it will be a leadoff double for Scott Kelly. That'll bring up Scott Burcham now. First pitch time, 6:35. It is 77 degrees and sunny. The drop down in the mid-60s by the time this game is over. First pitch time and weather brought to you by Grand Over Resorts in Greensboro. Live, work, enjoy. Here's Scott Burcham hitting a 154. Good day offensively yesterday. Shows a bunt, drags the bunt down the third baseline. Stem picks it up, is going to have to hurry the throw on to first in time. It's going to go 1-3. It's the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Connor Justice now. Making Craig Stem work in the early stages of this game. See a whole lot of sacrifice bunting in the Atlantic League this year. Although that is the fourth for Charleston, which is now the most in the league. Broke the tie in first. Here's Connor Justice, 339 hitter, 2 home runs, 14 batted in. With 1 out in the inning, they've got a runner in scoring position. Stem's first pitch swung on and cued foul, first base side. The Rockers going with the home uniforms, the white pants, white jerseys, Rockers in block across the front. Blue numbering on the back and blue hats as well. Charleston going with the gray pants, gray jerseys, with a dark font across the chest. It's honestly a little hard to read, at least from a distance. That one hit on the ground toward shortstop. Coming in and scoring is Kelly, as Justice is thrown out by the shortstop Ladendorf, and that is the second out of the inning, but a run comes in. It's 1-0 Charleston. Let's go ahead and set the Rockers defensively for you. Ben Klinsky in left, Johnny Field in center, Jay Gonzalez is in right. Michael Martinez, the third baseman, Tyler Ladendorf at short, Michael Russell is at second, Xander Wheel, the first baseman, and Mike Galino behind the dish. Here's Juan Perez, 352, 4 home runs, 15 batted in. And here comes the first pitch from Stem to Perez down low. Stem goes with the slider. It's going to miss down, and the count 2-0. That one swung on, chopped foul over the head of former Rockers bench coach and now Charleston manager Billy Horn. The count 2 balls and 1 strike. Perez has hit the Rockers extremely well in 4 games. A .438 hitter with a home run, couple of RBIs, hit 2 doubles yesterday. Here comes the 2-1 from Stem. It's down in the turf, and the count 3 balls and a strike. I didn't get a chance to talk to Craig any today. He got here late this afternoon, but looks to be in pretty good shape there still on the mound. Here comes the pitch, fastball, and it's inside, ball 4. Brings up Nick Longy, the designated hitter, hitting .350 with 3 home runs, 8 batted in. He has got an 11-game on-base streak currently. So the runner at first base, Perez, Longy the batter. And Stem delivers, swung on, that's going to be hit up the middle, just past Michael Russell, a base hit. And for the second day in a row, it is an extended first inning for Charleston. Their 6th man of the inning coming up now in Yovan Gonzalez, who's hitting at 292 with 5 runs batted in.
The catcher, number 44, Yovan Gonzalez.
Shadows covering the majority of the infield grass area, and they extend down to about halfway down each respective line. Craig Stem looking to get out of this first inning. 2 outs, 1 run already in. There's an off-speed pitch down at the knees, and the count is 0-1. That's a called strike. Second game in a row, Charleston has scored first. Same pitch for Stem. This one fouled off, and the count 0-2. Craig Stem 1 strike away from becoming the Rockers' all-time career strikeout leader. He's currently tied with Joe Van Meter at 131, and he's able to put away Gonzalez. He'll be standing alone at the top. Here comes the 0-2. Stem off speed, swing and a miss, strike 3. There it is. Craig Stem has now more strikeouts than anyone else in a High Point Rockers uniform. That is his 132nd. And we will head now to the bottom of the first inning. Charleston leads it 1-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
And here comes Hike. Let's cheer him on as he makes his way around the field. For all your farm equipment needs, be sure to visit State Farm Equipment in Lexington, North Carolina. Let's hear it for Hike. Guilford Technical and Community College offers a great education while offering quality, affordability, and support. Choose GTCC. Choose success. Learn more at www.gtcc.edu today.
Bottom of the first inning, Kit Sheets on the mound for the Charleston Dirty Birds today. The Rockers saw Sheets in relief back last week, but he has started to transition into a starting role and comes into today 2-0 with a 2.79 earned run average. He'll be facing Martinez, Aklinski, Wheel, Lattimore, Ladendorf, Field, Gonzalez, Galino, and Russell. Kit Sheets this year, again, as we mentioned, started out as a reliever, made his first start of the year his last time out. That was back on May the 5th. 3 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 2 earned runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, 77 pitches. So I'm going to guess he's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 85, 90 pitches this afternoon. Against the Rockers, gave up 1 run in 1 inning. Again, back he was on the role of a relief pitcher, but thing you'll learn if this is your first season with us in unaffiliated ball, you'll quickly find out that Rockers or rosters and rotations from 1 week will change completely from 1 week to the next. Well, heck, the Rockers starting rotation at the beginning of the year currently has 2 of the 5 that were scheduled to be starters. That's just Nicolino and Jason Manzueta. First pitch to Michael Martinez, misses ball 1. Martinez hitting at 364 with a couple of runs batted in. Here comes the pitch from Sheets, and this one chopper towards third, backhanded by Bertram. It's a low throw, but it's picked up on a hop from Blum. And that is the first out of the inning. Let's go ahead and set the defense for you. It's Beltre in left, Miles Williams in center, Perez at right, Bertram at third, Justice at short, Scott Kelly at second, and Tyler Blum at first, with Yovan Gonzalez behind the plate. Here's Ben Aklinski, 283, 4 home runs, 13 batted in. And the first pitch from Sheets to Aklinski inside, and the count 1-0. Ben Aklinski's been struggling a little bit offensively. We've seen the batting average drop down from where it was in the mid-400s earlier. That pitch fouled off, count 1-1. Obviously, you're going to see batting averages drop down from 440, but Aklinski's is unfortunately kind of tumbled down from that mark. Here comes a 1-1 from Sheets. It's a fastball in, and the count 2-0. Check that 2-1. Rockers yesterday didn't take the lead until the 4th inning. Here comes the 2-1 to Aklinski, way outside, and they count 3-1. The first inning yesterday, though, they had a hit by pitch and a base hit, and that was the big storyline early on yesterday against Stephen Chambly. They weren't able to score off of him in the beginning couple innings, but they were able to get on base against him, and you kind of got the sense that it was just a matter of time before they capitalized on those opportunities, and we'll see if they're able to do that today. Aklinski takes a strike, and the count goes full. Sheets gets the sign from Gonzalez, who sets up low and away. Off speed, swing and a miss, strike 3, a nasty-looking slider. Aklinski is down for out number 2, and that'll bring up Xander Wheel.
First baseman, number 40.
Here's Xander Wheel hitting at .339, 6 home runs, 20 batted in. 2 of his 6 home runs this year have come against Charleston. And Sheets delivers first pitch down below the knees, and the count is 1-0. Quincy Lattimore in the on-deck circle. You saw Giovanni Alfonso and Logan Morrison make the returns yesterday to the Rockers lineup. Both of them are out of the lineup today as that pitch is strike at the top of the zone, and they count 1-1. It's good to see a full bench back with the High Point Rockers. It had been a while, so they had full complements to come in, either as defensive replacements or pinch hitters. That pitch inside, and the count 2-1. Another good weather day at the ballpark. The Rockers have been very fortunate this year in the weather department. That pitch a called strike to Wheel in the inside corner, and the count 2-2. Whereas weather plagued them on their trip up to York over the weekend. Here at home, no delays through their first 16 games, or through their first 15 games. 16 would be tomorrow. Here's a 2-2, off speed away, and the count goes full. Well, after a quick ground out from Michael Martinez to lead off this game, Rockers are at least making Kid Sheets throw some pitches here in the first inning. Here comes a 3-2 to Wheel. He swings and grounds this one over towards second. Kelly picks it up, the throw on to first in time. And that is a 1-2-3 inning as we head to the to the top of the second. And the Dirty Birds lead it by a score of 1-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
The Cricket Wireless Row of Honor, located in section 104, is in recognition of the servicemen and women who put on the uniform of our armed forces and stand ready to defend a grateful nation. Included in these seats is our POW MIA seat, which will always remain unused in memory of those who have not come home. Today we are honored to have Alvin Duke sitting in our row of honor seats. Thank you for your service. We ask that you please rise if you are currently serving or have served in our armed forces. Thank you for your service, and thank you to Cricket Wireless for sponsoring the Rockers Roll of Honor. To honor the hometown hero in your life, nominate them to sit in our Roll of Honor by visiting highpointrockers.com.
Top of the second inning, and Charleston with a 1-0 advantage over Craig Stem and the Rockers. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 for the Dirty Birds coming up to bat here. Ingel Beltre, Miles Williams, Miles Williams, and Tyler Blum. Ingel Beltre hitting an even 200, 133 against High Point.
Leading off for the Dirty Birds in the second, left fielder, number 7, Ingel Beltre.
Beltre, a left-handed hitter. We'll see if Craig Stem is able to have a bit of a smoother time here in inning number 2. That one hit on the ground, first base side, and foul, and the count 0-1. And the one thing I'll be very curious to see is how long Craig Stem is able to go in terms of pitches. The good thing is he only threw 15 in the first inning. That off-speed pitch misses away, and the count 1-1. Comes the pitch, fouled off, and the count 1-2 strikes to Beltre. We'll see if Craig Stem puts a little distance between himself and Joe Van Meter here in the second. Well, one thing I've already noticed, and I'm sure he has noticed it as well, is that fastball fouled off, and the count stays 1-2. He's getting some calls around the knees a little bit more than perhaps what he would have gotten last year. I think that's already kind of become evident for Craig Stem. Here comes the 1-2. High fastball doesn't get Beltre to chase, and the count 2-2. Well, last year for Stem, his first start was opening day, and it didn't exactly go well. He was chased before finishing the 5th inning at York. It's that curveball hit in the air into shallow left field. A long run for Aklinski. He can't find it, and now it kicks into foul territory, and it will be a double for Ingel Beltre. It looked like Aklinski just stopped running for a moment as if he couldn't find the ball. Perhaps a sun-aided double for Ingel Beltre to start the second inning.
Center fielder, number 5.
It's already the second double of the game for Charleston, their 3rd hit of the ball game. Here's Miles Williams now. Here comes the first pitch to Williams. Shows bunt, pulls back. It's a strike. Well, Billy Horn knows that this is the first game for Craig Stem, and he's obviously familiar with Stem. And it looks like he's at least willing to make Craig field his position early. That pitch just inside. Stem doesn't get the call. And the count 1-1 strike now. Well, now the wind is blowing in. It was blowing out towards right. Now it's coming in. There's a fastball. Ooh, Craig Stem pumped that one in there. A strike at the knees. And the count 1-2 strikes now. During batting practice today, not a whole lot of guys able to leave the yard. Liam Scaffarello, Logan Morrison. I think Jay Gonzalez might have actually got one down the left or down the right field line, but that was it. This one popped up right field side, a long run for Wheel, a long run for Gonzalez, and neither one able to make the catch as it lands in the seats, and the count remains 1-2. Still nobody out here in the top of the second. And here comes the 1-2. Fastball hit on the ground towards Wheels, able to knock it down, keeps it in front of him, now flips to Stem, who makes an acrobatic catch for the out at first base. That'll go 3-1. Heading over to third base is Beltre. Good thing Craig Stem is tall. He makes a nice play there.
First baseman.
And so now a runner at third base
Tyler Blum.
is Beltre, and that'll bring up Tyler Blum. Blum is 6 of 12 with 2 runs batted in. He's working on a 4-game hitting streak. Stem's first pitch, a fastball, strike at the knees, and the count 0-1. We'll see if Stem's able to keep that runner stranded at third base. Between Blum and the top of the lineup goes off speed. That's fouled off of Galino, and Galino's little gimpy coming up there. I think it might have got him off of the inside of the thigh. He waves back the Rockers trainer back inside the dugout. He just needs to walk this one off. Galino's good to go now. So we will get right back in action. Beltre takes his lead off of third. The count 0-2 to Blum. And Stem deals. This one swung on, hit in the air to center. Johnny Field having to fight the sun. And he will make the catch and uncorks the throw. It's going to be cut off on the sacrifice fly from Tyler Blum, and it is now a 2-0 Charleston lead. That is RBI number 3 for Blum, and we'll bring up the top of the lineup and Scott Kelly. Scott Kelly doubled and scored
Number 2, Scott Kelly.
last inning. But again, you think about the fact that Craig Stem's still not using a whole lot of pitches, and he's only given up 1 run in each of the first 2 innings. That pitch is strike on the outside corner, count 0-1. Not a bad return so far through 2 innings. A couple of unfortunate scenarios. If Aklinski doesn't lose the one seemingly in the sun, Beltre never even reaches base. That curveball drops in for a strike, and the count 0-2. The tall righty comes set. Here comes the 0-2 to Kelly. He pokes this when he reached out and pokes it to shallow right field, and nobody can find the ball again. It's going to drop right in between Russell and Xander Wheel. Xander Wheel put his arms out saying, "Where's the ball?" Michael Russell slid to his knees, couldn't make the catch. And another bad luck baseball just drops against Craig Stem, and that'll be a 2-out single for Kelly, and that'll bring up Scott Bertram. You gotta feel bad for the guy. He's definitely already pitching better than what the results have shown, as that pitch fouled off. And the count 0-1 to Bertram. Kelly takes his lead off of first. No stolen bases for him this year. As a team, Charleston is 14 out of 20. Stem wheels and fires over to first base, but Kelly back in safely. They tested the arm of Chris Proctor yesterday with no success. We'll see if they run on Stem and Galino. This one hit on the ground towards second. Michael Russell picks it up. The throw on to first in time. And that is the final out of the inning. Another run comes in and scores for Charleston. They double their lead. It's now 2-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Welcome to High Point University. On this campus, we are focused on preparing students for the world as it residents.
I'm Sid Martin, CEO of the Dallas Mavericks, and I am proud to be High Point University's sports executive in residence.
I'm Mark Randolph, and I'm proud to be the entrepreneur in residence at the premier life skills university, High Point University.
All right, fans, it's now time for our Tire Shuffle, presented by High Point Tire and Auto. Please turn your attention to the Jumbotron and make sure to shout out your answer.
Bottom of inning number 2, the Rockers trail the Dirty Birds. It is 2-0. High Point went down 1-2-3 in the first inning. We'll see if they're able to change the narrative a little bit here in inning number 2. The big thing for High Point right now is just getting somebody on base. They went down, again, 1-2-3 in the first inning, which is not something that happens very often for the High Point Rockers. They lead the Atlantic League in first inning batting average. It was .392 in the first inning coming into today. Second inning batting average, they lead the league in as well, .319. And our third inning batting average at an even .300. So, it's a team that has traditionally been off to a fast start. We'll see if they're able to do that here in inning number 2. Kid Sheets look good. First inning, ground out, strikeout, and ground out. It's Lattimore, Ladendorf, and Field, the middle 3 of the lineup. Quincy Lattimore comes up hitting .275, 5 home runs, and 14 batted in. Here comes the first pitch from Sheets. The lefty slings it in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. As far as how Rockers hitters do against left-handed pitching, there's not been a whole lot of opportunities for them to face lefties this year as Lattimore swings, pops it up in the infield. Sheets is there. In comes the third baseman, Burcham. And it's Burcham making the catch for the first out of the inning. Beniklinski hitting .800 against left-handed hitters. And the next highest average on the team is also .800 with Xander Wheel. Go down to the man coming up, Tyler Ladendorf, who's hitting .429 against lefties. Ladendorf .239 on the year, a home run and 10 batted in. Here comes the first pitch of the at-bat. Fastball at the knees, and the count 0-1. Kind of felt last night like it took the Rockers a couple of innings. I don't know if it's based on the sun and the shadows or what, but it felt like it took them a few innings for the offense to come around, and maybe we'll see the exact same thing tonight. That pitch missed, and the count 1-1 to Ladendorf now. Sheets holds the set. Here comes the pitch. Ladendorf swings, and under this one into shallow left field, it's the shortstop who goes out, now comes in and makes the catch, Connor Justice. 2 infield pop-ups here for Kit Sheets in inning number 2, and that'll bring up Johnny Field now, hitting at .241 with a couple of home runs, 11 batted in, he leads the team with 4 stolen bases. Gotta get on base before you can steal a base. I know it sounds silly, but High Point has been retired the first 5 hitters in this game by Kit Sheets. Sheets slings that one in there. Strike on the off-speed pitch, count 0-1. The lefty kind of comes at you from a side delivery. It's not a submarine delivery, but he definitely slings it from the side. And he works the third base side of the rubber, kind of dips down and slings it. As Fields pops this one up and out of play, and the count 0-2 now. Jay Gonzalez in the on-deck circle. Jay's even hit left-handers well, hitting 400. Here comes the 0-2. It's a high fastball. Field takes it. And it's now a ball and 2 strikes. The Rockers haven't lost 2 games in the same week since the opening series against the Genomes. His field is punched out, strike 3. And although Monday's loss technically goes on last week, it would be 2 losses in a standard calendar week. Johnny Field talking to the home plate umpire, Justin Burton, about the location of that one, but it's the second strikeout of the game for Kit Sheets. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Rockers still looking for a hit. Greg Stem looking to put up a 0 on the board. Charleston leads it 2-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Questions and uncertainty in our lives. But this is where you can turn and trust to get answers to where you're going next. This is WXLI 12 News.
All right, folks, you know what time it is. It's time for our Smile Cam. Let's see all those beautiful smiles. The Smile Cam is brought to you by Dr. Bradley Samuel. If you need a great dentist, call ours, 336-883-2316, or visit www.bradleyasamuelpdf.com. Dr. Bradley Samuel, the official dentist of the High Point line. Now let's see those pearly whites.
Top of the 3rd inning. And Craig Stem will be dealing with 3, 4, and 5. That's Justice, Perez, and Longy for Charleston. Connor Justice, RBI ground out his first time up. Former big leaguer Juan Perez in the on-deck circle. Stem's first pitch fouled off, back to the screen, and the count 0-1. You missed the game yesterday. The Rockers activated 2 more well-known names off of this roster. That pitch a strike, and the count 0-2. Longtime fan favorite Giovanni Alfonso was activated yesterday. And of course, former Major League slugger Logan Morrison was activated from the injured list yesterday as well. Finally got the ear infection resolved, and the big slugging right-hander, or left-handed hitter rather, hit a home run yesterday that certainly proved that he was back and in shape. As Stem's fastball rides inside on Justice, hit him on the hand, and Justice will be, maybe just got him on the wrist. Either way, Justice will be heading down to first base on the hit by pitch. And all 3 innings so far have begun with the Dirty Bird leadoff man on base. A double in the first, a double in the second, and a hit by pitch here in the 3rd. That'll bring up Juan Perez, who walked his first time.
Right fielder Juan Perez.
Here comes the first pitch from Stem. The fastball looks good from Craig today. He's being able to hit the bottom of the zone with the fastball. That's a strike at the knees, and the count 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 off speed. Pops this one up in the infield. Wheel going back. Russell going back. It's going to be Michael Russell who makes the catch. That's the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Nick Longy, the designated hitter. Longy a base hit back in the first inning.
Designated hitter, number 34, Nick Longy.
Rockers middle infield looking for the double play ball. Michael Martinez over at third base, kind of hugging the line a little bit. And this was a one-hopper to Ladendorf at short. To Russell for one. Here's the in time. There it is, the 6-4-3 double play. And Craig Stem only faces 3 hitters in the third inning. We go to the bottom of the third now. Rockers still trail the Dirty Birds 2-0. And they'll have the bottom 3 in the lineup coming up next on the Rockers Baseball Network.
All right, fans, let's please welcome Business High Point's Executive Board.
Bottom of the third inning, Rockers trail the Dirty Birds 2-0. It's the bottom 3 in the High Point lineup, Gonzalez, Galino, and Russell. If anybody is able to get on, it's the former big leaguer Michael Martinez, who would be due up 4th this inning. Kit Sheets, though, has dominated the Rockers through 2. He's retired all 6 hitters that he's faced, 2 strikeouts. Sheets has only thrown 23 pitches through 2 innings of work. We get up to the top of the 4th inning, we'll take a look at the Atlantic League scoreboard. Again, Genomes and Legends canceled today. There's Jay Gonzalez, 333 the average, 4 runs batted in, a stolen base on the year. But how about the fact that Jay Gonzalez has got an on-base percentage of .522 in the month of May. Takes a first pitch strike, and the count 0-1. He went from being a 4th or 5th outfielder last year to playing every day for High Point, and he's really come through in a big way. He swings and hits a chopper up over the middle. Justice picks it up in front of second base. The throw on to first in time. And that is now 7 consecutive retired by Kit Sheets to start this game. Brings up Mike Galino. Galino hitting at .391. 1 run batted in. He's got an 8-game on-base streak going. See if he's the one that's able to figure out Kit Sheets here today. Here comes the first pitch from the lefty. It's a fastball, strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1. Good crowd on hand tonight. It's Healthcare Appreciation Night, so a big thank you to all the men and women who are heroes in our local community, those that take care of us. A big heartfelt thank you from all of us here at the Rockers as Galino takes a strike, and the count 0-2 to the Rocker backstop. Yeah, Galino has an 8-game on-base streak. His catching partner, Chris Proctor, has a 6-game hitting streak, which is the longest active streak on the team as Galino pops this one up foul territory, first base side. Blum is there and makes the catch, and now Kit Sheets has retired 8 Rockers to start this game.
Second baseman, number 4.
What's
Michael
more,
Russell.
Rockers haven't hit a ball out of the infield yet. Here's Michael Russell hitting at 183 with 5 runs batted in. Last year's Atlantic League batting champion, struggling to find some consistency in the early part of 2022. Here's the first pitch to Russell. Swing, slices this one into right field. This one could be trouble. It's going to get down and roll to the wall. Michael Russell on his way to second. Thinks about 3, but he'll put on the brakes. And Michael Russell with a 2-out double. Rockers have their first base runner of the game. And that'll bring up Michael Martinez now.
Third baseman,
Just kind of inside out of the line. And it was slicing away from the right fielder, Juan Perez. Was going to be a tough play for him to make. It just kept going away and away from him. It certainly doesn't hurt in this case that the wind is blowing towards the right field foul pole, so that was not helping Perez's case any. Now High Point with their first opportunity with a man in scoring position. Michael Martinez 0 for 1. First pitch, curveball, and there's a strike. And Yovan Gonzalez is going to go out and talk to Kit Sheets. When Sheets released that ball, Gonzalez started standing up, so I think he was expecting a fastball. He was not expecting that baseball to come back down like it did. He almost hurried back into a crouch to be in position to get a call if he needed to frame that baseball. A base hit for Martinez should score a run. And here comes the 0-1. He swings, hits this one on the ground, backhanded by Blum over there at first base. He'll feed it to Sheets, and that is the final out of the inning. But the Rockers pick up their first hit of the game. Now they just have to crack the run column. We're through 3 plays, and the Dirty Birds lead it 2-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
For the Crescent Ford Dizzy Bank race, nobody beats the Crescent Ford field. Fans, turn your attention to the field for tonight's Dizzy Bank contest. So here's Brittany.
Alrighty, big Tom, Rockers fans, you guys know you love the classic Dizzy Bag Challenge. We have both Kinsley and Carly. They are super excited to head on over to Hype. You guys already know the rules. Because you guys have both played before, you're excited? What about you? Alright, we got a prize at stake. Take that on that bat. You're gonna keep spinning and spinning and spinning until I tell you to stop. Go! When I tell you to stop, you're going to head on over to Hype. Make some noise, guys. The louder you cheer, the faster it spins. Carly is going. Holy cow. Kinsley a little bit faster, a little bit faster. 2 more big spins. Drop it, and go. Nice job. Straight over to Hype. Nice job. Back to you, Tom. A little too busy over here. Great job.
Top of the 4th, Charleston leads the Rockers by a score of 2-0. Let's go ahead and take a look around the Atlantic League at the other scores that have been posted so far today. Again, of course, the Genomes and Legends have been postponed due to the issue with the mound that we were talking about in the pregame show today. Elsewhere around the Atlantic League, York a 1-0 lead over Staten Island. Austin Nicely is throwing nicely in this game, if you will, looking good for the Revs. Barnstormers and Ducks also underway. It's the first pitch from Stem this inning is a ball inside. It was a fastball to Yovan Gonzalez. Ducks trailing the Barnstormers. It's 2-0 right now. Brent Teller, Hunter Caudell, your pitching matchup there. Middle of the 3rd inning between Southern Maryland and Gastonia. As that pitch is strike, count 1-1. And the Honey Hunters with it's the Blue Crabs rather, with a 1-0 lead as they head to the bottom of the 3rd inning in that one. The pitch fouled off, and the count 1-2 strikes. It is Gonzalez, Beltran, Williams. That's 6, 7, and 8. Yovan Gonzalez struck out in his first at-bat. The record-breaking strikeout for Stem. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, so Gonzalez is down on strikes again. bring up in Gel Beltre, who doubled and scored in the second inning. And it looks like Craig Stem starting to find a little bit of a rhythm. That double play the last inning certainly did not hurt. But Stem, a little bit of a groove the last couple innings, and that low fastball has been the pitch for him. There's a strike with that fastball to Beltre. And the count 0-1. Stem goes off speed. This is hit on the ground just past the dive of Xander Wheel at first base, and it'll roll into right for a base hit. A one-out hit for Beltre. Well, you know, yesterday Scott Bertram had a pretty good day at the plate with a couple of hits, and he was a guy who, coming into the game, you look at him and go, he's not that great offensively this year, but he had a good day. Today, that guy is in Gel Beltre, 2 hits in his first 2 trips to the plate. Came into the day hitting at even 200, but 2 consecutive base hits for Beltre, and that'll bring up Miles Williams. First pitch to Williams, fastball, pops it up, shallow right field. A late jump for Gonzalez, but he'll come in and make the catch. And that is the second out of the 4th inning, and that'll bring up Tyler Blum now. Blum hit a sacrifice fly in the second inning. Comes the first pitch, fastball, swing and a miss, count 0-1. Wind is an odd thing. It is now blowing out towards center. We've seen it out to right. We've seen it out to center. We've seen it coming in. All it's missing is the traditional direction out to left. Here's the 0-1. Blum hits it off the end of the bat. Fly ball into left center field. It's the left fielder, Aklinski, who is there and makes the catch for the final out of the inning. Well, Craig Stem, in terms of pitch count, in good shape. That was pitch number 50, and he's through 4 innings of work. As we go to the bottom of the 4th inning now, Rockers still trail it 2-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
NFI, we deliver logistics solutions that transform the way business gets done. NFI is the leading third-party logistics provider that offers award-winning domestic and international supply chain solutions for customers from around the world. All right, folks. Tonight's T-shirt toss is brought to you by Carolina Kia. If you need service on your car, look no further than Carolina Kia of High Point. All right, Rockers fans, who wants a T-shirt?
Bottom of inning number 4. Well, the Rockers were able to pick up their first hit of the game the last offensive half that they had in the 3rd inning. Here in the 4th rather, we'll see if they can finally crack the run column. It'll be 2, 3, and 4. Aklinski, Wheel, and Lattimore, the 3 scheduled hitters. As Kit Sheets takes his final warm-up toss here of the half inning. I think this is the first time I have seen these gray uniforms from the Dirty Birds. Remember, they changed their name from the long-standing West Virginia Power at the end of last year and started to introduce their new uniforms through the last couple of weeks of the season, while still, of course, going with the throwback Charleston Charlie's uniforms. I know the yellow ones we saw yesterday I've seen before, and I know that I've seen the home whites before, but I don't think I've seen these gray ones before. It's a little tough to read on the front of those jerseys, but otherwise they're not bad. Pitch a strike at the knees to Aklinski, and the count 0-1. The Klinsky struck out swinging his first time up. Here comes the pitch. And it just misses inside. The count is 1-1. Through 3 innings of play, or 3.5 innings of play, 2 runs on 5 hits for Charleston, no runs, 1 hit for High Point as Kit Sheets tossing a shutout. Klinsky swings, high fly ball, center field. Miles Williams going back on it. The wind is coming in. Williams is not able to make the play, and it's going to hit off of the wall. It's a ground rule double. Williams turned one way, then turned around the other way, and when all was said and done, Klinsky's going to find himself at second base with a leadoff double. I don't know that Williams was ever really fully locked in on that baseball. He kind of thought he had it, or it looked like he thought he had it. Then all of a sudden he turned and just sprinted dead at the 400 sign, straightaway center, turned to his left, turned back around to his right, and the ball landed up over his shoulder. See what the Rockers do with this opportunity with a runner in scoring position. The batter is Xander Wheel, who bounced out to second his first time up. Fastball inside, and the count 1-0. Wheel leads the Rockers in home runs and runs batted in, but has not hit a home run since the 5th of May. It's been 6 days. That was part of the Long Island Ducks series. And Kit Sheets steps off of the rubber as Bennett Klinsky was taking his attention away from the batter. Scott Kelly, the second baseman, started crashing in on the bag in case Sheets wanted to throw. Bennett Klinsky, though, is a threat to run. Only 1 stolen base on the year, but he can do it. He's got some speed, and he's got the attention of Sheets again. Here comes the pitch to Wheel, a big swing. Fouls it back, and the count 1-1. With the wind blowing the way it is, Wheel, who's pulled most of his home runs this year, is going to have to muscle this one. There's a fastball just down below the knees. 2 balls and a strike now to the slugging corner infielder. Used to call him the slugging first baseman, but he's ended up playing more third base than anything this year. Rockers had 3 guys on the opening day roster who his primary position was first. Xander Wheel, Jerry Downs, and of course Logan Morrison. Here comes a 2-1. Sheets delivers, curveball, Wheel swings, skies it out into right. Going back is Perez at the track, makes the catch, and Klinsky will score, or excuse me, will advance easily on the fly ball out to right field. That ball started drifting on Perez a little bit, took a step or 2 back, and then took a few more back and continued back to the track. So baseball's hit in the air to right may become an adventure.
Number 22, Quincy.
Now with 1 out, the batter is Quincy Lattimore. We'll see if he's able to get the Rockers on the scoreboard today. Kit Sheets, whose first name is Christopher, comes set. And the first pitch fastball to Lattimore is a strike, and they count 0-1. Lattimore today popped out to third in his first trip up. Sheets comes set. And here comes an 0-1. Curveball, and it's just away and down, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. The lefty comes set. He's looking in now, delivers. Quincy, a big swing, and either just got a piece of it or the ball got a piece of Yovan Gonzalez. Either way, it is strike 2. It's a ball and 2 strikes. crowd here tonight. A lot of guys, a lot of people filed in behind home plate. Looks like the concourse looks busy. Here's the 1-2. Lattimore chases, strike 3. And that's the second out of the inning. That is strikeout number 3 for Kit Sheets. And all of a sudden the Rockers are in jeopardy of being shut out for the 4th inning in a row, despite the leadoff double from McClinsky. So here's Tyler Latendorf. Latendorf, the shortstop, popped out to his counterpart, shortstop Justice, his first time up. Remember, Kit Sheets probably going to go about 85 to 90 pitches today based off of what they stretched him out to his last time out. There's a strike. It's just at 42 right now, so he's looking to go on pace 8 innings or so tonight, perhaps longer. Sheets comes set, third base side. Here comes the pitch. And Latendorf pops it up. Right field side, a long run for Perez. He crosses into foul territory, but he'll squeeze it for the out. And that is the final out of the inning. So the Rockers squandered the leadoff double by Aklinski. And we head to the top of the 5th now. Charleston still leads it 2-0 in the Rockers Baseball Network.
Welcome to the happiest place in High Point. The Nino and Mariana Pregame Children's Museum invites you and your family to explore 75,000 square feet of wonder, discovery, and delight. Enjoy 2 floors packed with exciting hands-on exhibits to ignite curiosity and promote learning through play. Get ready to build, make believe, splash, explore, and climb as high as you dare. Opening Saturday, April 30th in downtown High Point. Tickets on sale now at PregameChildren'sMuseum.org.
Top of the 5th inning. And it will be the top of the lineup for Charleston here against Craig Stem. That's Kelly, Burcham, and Justice. Rockers still trail it 2-0, but Craig Stem looks to be settling in 2 consecutive innings of scoreless baseball for the Rocker right-hander. Through 4 innings of work, again, Stem sitting at an even 50 pitches.
Top of the 5th inning.
Scott Kelly, who's got a double and a single today. He's got the 2 opening portions of the cycle. He needs the 2 quote-unquote hardest ones. Here comes the first pitch from Stem. Fastball is a called strike in the inside corner. The count 0-1. Kelly briefly showed bunt and the corners came crashing in. Comes the 0-1 off speed. There's a strike on the inside corner, count 0-2. Well, that's kind of been the sequence for Stem. It's get the strike with the low fastball, and then you go with the curveball the next pitch. It's kind of been what he has done today. Then he goes back in with the fastball. That almost hits Kelly. Goes back to the backstop. Galeno goes and picks up the ball. Count 1-2. Stem really reared back on that one. Surprised everybody a little bit. It's a ball and 2 strikes now to Kelly. Boosted the batting average up to 257 with his 2 hits so far. Here comes the 1-2 from Stem. Fastball hit on the ground towards first base. Wheel cuts it off and leads Stem over to first with the throw in time. And that is the first out here in the 5th.
And now our Bean Espresso strikeout player of the game.
4 outs today for Craig Stim have been on the ground, 2 strikeouts, 1 bunt. 3 outs via the air. That'll bring up Scott Bertram, a sacrifice bunt and a ground out today. And Stim delivers, curveball, strike up at the top of the zone, got the call on the high curve. And the count 0-1. Comes the 0-1, goes with the low curveball, and that goes between the legs of Galino. Only a foot or so, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike now, as they get the call on that one. If I am able to get a hold of Craig Stim, and I probably won't see him in person, but I'll try to reach out to him tomorrow or so and just kind of ask him his thoughts on this one, as this is hit weakly on the ground towards third. A tough play for Michael Martinez. The ball scoots under his glove. Martinez came charging in from third base, was ready to play a hop, and the ball stayed down. What should be a hit? I think the scorekeeper's going to go an error on that one.
Shortstop, Connor Justice.
Tough play for Michael Martinez to make. And he's going to be charged with an error, and that'll bring up Connor Justice now. First pitch swinging, fly ball, right field. Gonzalez is there. And that is the second out of the inning. So here's Juan Perez, a walk and a pop-up today.
Number 10, Juan Perez.
Craig Stim looking for another fairly smooth inning. 2 outs here in the 5th. Fastball low, and the count is 1-0. I can't remember. You're going to have to forgive me. I can't remember if I finished that last thought before that ground out. But I'm going to try to reach out to Craig and just see his thoughts on what his first game action this year was like for him. As that pitch inside, and the count 2-0. As well as pitching without the automated ball strike system, just to kind of get his thoughts on that. Here comes the 2-0. And Stim swung on and fouled it off, did Gonzalez. Stim delivers, like perhaps a slider or something with a little bit of late movement. The count 2-1 now. I think it's safe to say that Stim has probably exceeded everybody's expectations today as far as what they thought they were going to get from him. As there's a strike on the outside corner, and the count 2-2. Gonzalez looks a little frustrated at the plate. He struck out twice already today, and Craig Stim is battling back in this at-bat, trying to retire him via the punch-out for the 3rd straight plate appearance. There's the curveball low, and the count goes full. Stim has only permitted 1 walk today, and in fact, no Rockers starter has walked more than 2 in a start this year. Here's the 3-2, chopped third base side. A nifty scoop from Michael Martinez. It's foul, but shows off the big league glove there. And we've got another payoff pitch coming. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 5th, Rockers will have 6, 7, and 8. That's Field, Gonzalez, and Galino. Here comes another 3-2. Runner goes, curveball low. That's ball 4. That is Stim's 2nd walk allowed. So here's Nick Longy, a base hit and bounced into a double play. First pitch from Stim, the curveball catches the low inside corner. And it's strike 1. Longy turns around and asks Justin Burton about that call. comes the 0-1. Swung on and hit on the ground towards second. Michael Russell will take it himself and get the force out of Juan Perez for the final out of the inning. No runs come across for the Dirty Birds here in the top of the fifth. We're halfway home at Truist Point. Charleston leads it 2-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
All right, you Rockers, get ready to dance the Jimmy Bucket Club Finch. The Finch Can is brought to you by B&H Pool and Patio Shop. B&H provides high-quality service for all your pool needs in High Point. Let's see those things through.
Bottom of the fifth inning, Charleston sends Kit Sheets back out for what will be his fifth inning of work. We are sailing right along here on a Wednesday evening. It'll be Field, Gonzalez, and Galino for the Rockers. They still look to get on the scoreboard. It is 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors for Charleston. It is no runs on 2 hits and a tough error for Michael Martinez in the Rockers side of things. Johnny Field, who was really struggling out of the leadoff spot. Jamie Keefe dropped him down to 7th in the lineup. He responded nicely to that. Slides up 1 spot to 6th. For tonight's contest, struck out looking his first time. 1 of 3 strikeouts attributed to Kit Sheets tonight.
Johnny Field.
A little bit of broken cloud cover starting to make its way over the ballpark. There's only like a 2% chance of rain or something incredibly low. It's a beautiful night at the ballpark, but just a few patches of clouds starting to interrupt the blue sky overhead. As Field swings, fouls this one off. The count 0-1. The Rockers look to interrupt the string of zeros that Kit Sheets has put up on the scoreboard. Done it effectively as well. 45 pitches through 4 innings. Here comes the 0-1. There's one outside, and it's a ball and a strike now to Johnny Field. Here comes the 1-1. Field swings, fouls it off, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now. Kit Sheets has given up the 2 hits, has not allowed a free pass to anybody today, so it's been very much in and around the strike zone. A very effective outing for the lefty. Here comes the 1-2 to Field. That's down low, doesn't get the call. The count 2-2. Starting to see the transition as far as the line of sight for hitters go. A little bit tough right now. The pitcher's lower half is in sun. His upper half is in shade. Here comes the pitch. High fastball. Field chases it. Strike 3. His second K of the day. And we'll bring up Jay Gonzalez, who bounced out to short his first time up.
Right fielder.
Usually,
Number 27, Jay
this time
Gonzalez.
this time last year, we'd just be in the third inning or so, second or third inning. And there'd be plenty of time for the sun to go down and for the lines of sight to go through their transitions. But now we're halfway through the game already, and for the Rockers, if there's any visibility issues, they've got to get them straightened out. That pitch is strike to Gonzalez. Here comes the 0-1. Gonzalez showed bunt, pulled back, and it's going to be low for a ball. Count 1 ball, 1 strike now. I think when you combine the transitions that this field goes through between sunlight and shade with the fact that Kit Sheets kind of throws from a bit of a different arm angle than what you normally see, I can see how it makes for a tough day as this one is slapped towards short. Justice the throw. It's a low throw, and Longy can't dig it out. Jay Gonzalez will beat it out. We'll see how that one gets scored. I'm thinking it's going to be an error on the shortstop. And it will be. It's a throwing error on Justice, the E6, and that'll bring up Mike Galino. So now 1 error per side.
Catcher Mike Galino.
And here comes a check over to first base on Gonzalez. Jay has a stolen base this year. He's 1 out of 2. Remember, he's a guy that when he was in college, swiped 50 bases his last year. First pitch to Galino coming. Sheets now holds the set, and Galino says too much of that. And he'll step out at the plate. Galino popped up in foul territory, first base side, his first trip to the plate tonight. Michael Russell in the number 9 spot waiting in the on-deck circle. Sheets set and delivers. First pitch to Galino, swings, lines this one into right center field. Perez going back, and he'll make the catch. And now he's trying to throw home to double up Gonzalez, but Gonzalez is able to beat it out. So there's 2 outs, a runner on first now for Russell. Russell picked up the Rockers' first hit of the game in the 3rd inning. In fact, the Rockers' 2 hits today have both been doubles. For Charleston, there are 5 hits today, 2 doubles and 3 singles. Comes the first pitch to Russell. Just a couple of percentage points below the 200 mark, and again, a Rockers hitter calls time because Kit Sheets holds the set. He's having a staring contest with Jay Gonzalez, it appears, from our vantage point. And here comes the first pitch now of the at-bat to Russell, and it's going to miss down and away in the count 1-0. Well, Jay Gonzalez talked a little bit about those stolen base numbers. Jamie Keefe, not a manager who necessarily elects to run a whole lot. Here's a check over to first base. Gonzalez back in safely. Jamie doesn't run a ton, but Gonzalez's final collegiate year at Mount Olive stole 51 bases in 2014. Multiple times has stolen over 20 bases professionally. There's a strike to Russell. The count 1-1. A career-high 43 in 2016 between High A Frederick and Double A Bowie in the Orioles organization. Here comes the pitch to Russell. That one just misses. 2 balls and a strike. Recently for Gonzalez, 15 stolen bases last year between Winnipeg and High Point. 8 with the Gold Eyes, 7 with the Rockers in 46 games, 7 out of 10. And again, timeout called at the plate. Michael Russell Seems a little agitated by how much time Kit Sheets is taking staring down Jay Gonzalez. Here comes a 2-1. And he slings an off-speed pitch outside into the left-handed batter's box. Gonzalez has to slide out from behind the plate to catch the ball. On the count, 3-1 now to Russell. Rockers trying to get on the board. They're going to have to do it with 2 outs here in the 5th if it's going to happen this frame. Sheets comes set. Here comes a 3-1. Lefty kicks and fires, fastball. Russell hits it on the ground to short. Justice goes the short way for the force out to retire Gonzalez. And that also retires the Rockers here in the 5th. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Charleston still leads it 2-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Are grateful for the corporate partners to help support the Rockers. Please take a moment to look at the video board as we recognize all of our generous 2022 corporate partners. Thank you for your sponsorship of the High Point Rockers.
Top 6, Craig Stim back on the bump for the Rockers. He'll be facing 6, 7, and 8. That is Gonzalez, Beltre, and Williams. Juan Gonzalez 0 for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts. His way up to the right-handed batter's box. Rockers come into today a game and a half behind Gastonia. And in fact, when you look at the gap between the Rockers and the Honey Hunters, this Gastonia has been up atop of the division almost since day one. The Rockers have been right behind them for just about as long. This one, first pitch, ground ball to third base. Martinez picks it up and tosses over to first base. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Miguel Beltre, who's got a double and a single. The furthest back the Rockers have been this year is 2 games out of first place, and that was the 23rd and 24th of April, the 30th through the 30th of April through the 3rd of May. Been in a game and a half recently, so Rockers have always been just 1, 2, 1.5 steps behind Gastonia, however you want to look at it. But they've been on the Honey Hunters' heels for sure. Here's the pitch from Stem. Swing and a miss. Chase one down in the dirt. And that is a 1-1 count. First pitch of the at-bat did miss for a ball, so it is 1-1. Stem delivers. That one swung on. A weak line drive. In fact, it's such a weak line drive. It's just over Martinez's head at third base, but doesn't even get out of the infield before it lands. Martinez was just playing in on it and not able to make the play. It will dink into, I guess, left field. It really dinks into the deep infield for a base hit for Miguel Beltre. And how about we give Miguel Beltre a little bit of credit? A 3-hit game today for the number 7 hitter in the Charleston lineup. A double and a couple of singles now. That'll bring up Miles Williams. And Stem delivers first pitch to Williams. There's strike 1. A bit of a sinking fastball. The count 0-1. Miles Williams hitting at 135 3 home runs, 6 batted in. Against the Rockers, he's hitting .067 with a home run and 7 strikeouts. Off speed, swing and a miss away, and the count is nothing, or excuse me, the count is, 0-2 now to Williams. Stem holds the set. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss. There's strike 3. Down goes Williams. That is strikeout number 4 for Craig Stem. And that'll bring up Tyler Blum now, who is 0 for 1, also has a sacrifice fly. Right-hander up in the bullpen now for Charleston. Kit Sheets is through 5 innings at 58 pitches. He went 77 his last time out, so he shouldn't be nearing the end of his day. Here's a weak ground ball back to the mound. Stem picks it up, throws to first in time. That's the final out of the inning. How about Craig Stem out of here in 75 pitches? We're going to head to the bottom of the 6th now. We'll see if Charleston's going to the bullpen or not. Rockers trail 2-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Tonight's dance cam is brought to you by Rock 92. Let's see those dance moves.
Bottom of the 6th inning, and surprisingly, Billy Horn is going to the bullpen here. It's Mitchell Osnowitz coming in relief of Kit Sheets, who went 5 innings, gave up no runs on 2 hits, struck out 3. And Mitchell Osnowitz is coming in now. Osnowitz on the year, no record, 5.63 the ERA. This is appearance number 8. He's given up 5 runs in 8 innings, 2 home runs allowed, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .303 against him. Osnowitz will be facing the top of the lineup, Martinez, Zaklinski, and Wheel. Very, very odd to see Kit Sheets roll through 5 innings of work at 58 pitches. After his last start, he went 77. And Billy Horn pulls the plug on Kit Sheets here today. Wonder if he saw something that maybe we didn't see, or what the reasoning was behind it. But anyways, as it stands, the Rockers will now have an opportunity to try and do a little bit of damage against this Charleston bullpen. Michael Martinez will lead things off for High Point. He's 0 for 2. He stands in the left-handed box rather for the first time. As the righty Osnowitz delivers, first pitch strike. Charleston's bullpen, an ERA of 3. It's been a good bullpen this year. 22 walks, 71 strikeouts, and 6 home runs allowed. The Rockers bullpen and Gastonia, the only 2 better than Charleston early on, as that fastball sails away, and they count 1-1. Osnowitz comes set. He works first base side. And Martinez pops it up foul territory, third base side. And it's the third baseman, Burcham, who makes the run and makes the catch. So far, it doesn't seem to matter who's pitching. The Rockers struggling to generate any offense today.
Left fielder, number 14.
High Point bullpen is quiet, so Craig Stem He'll come back out for the 7th. Here's Ben Aklinski, 1 for 2 with a double. Osnowitz's first pitch to Aklinski. There's a strike up at the top of the zone. Here comes the pitch. Aklinski swings over it. The count 0-2. He's quickly down. That double for Aklinski snapped a 7 at-bat hitless streak since his home run in Game 2 of the doubleheader on Sunday. Here comes the 0-2. He swings, high fly ball, center field. Williams on his horse, going back at the wall, and that one's going to hop over the wall for a ground rule double. Back-to-back ground rule doubles for Ben Aklinski. He is making center field a nightmare for Miles Williams. The Rockers weren't able to capitalize on Aklinski's leadoff double in the 4th inning. We'll see if it's any different this time around. Here comes Xander Wheel now.
Number 40, Xander Wheel.
Rockers have 3 hits today. Aklinski has 2 of them. Osnowitz set. Here comes the first pitch to Wheel. Fastball just below the knees, and the count 1-0. Well, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7 and 8 in the Rockers lineup, all hitless. We'll have to string something together now as that pitch down and away from Osnowitz, and the count 2-0. Russell and Aklinski, the only Rockers with base knocks. Interestingly enough, all 3 hits for the Rockers today have been doubles. Here comes the pitch, swing and a miss. Wheel a big hack at that one, the count 0-2. Sun's starting to go down a little bit now. Starting to see the cotton candy colors in the sky as Aklinski dancing off of second base. That pitch swung on, lined into center field. Williams on his horse, reaching up, and that ball's off of his glove. Ben Aklinski is going to be sent home. Xander Wheel stays at second, and it is an RBI double for Wheel. The Rockers are on the board. Miles Williams, a Superman-like effort, but the ball deflected off his glove in center field. Williams is down and is being helped up or up to a knee now from Juan Perez. And now he's standing up. That's good to see. But Xander Wheel, an RBI double for Wheel. That is RBI number 21. It's a 2-1 game. Bring up Quincy Lattimore now. Still nobody out. And another runner in scoring position. Courtney Hawkins of Lexington leads the league in RBIs at 25. Xander Wheel now in second place at 21. Broke a 3-way tie in second. Here comes the pitch. That's down low, and the count 1 ball, no strikes to Lattimore. Yeah, unless there was some sort of an injury to Kent Sheets, I think you've got to second guess this decision a little bit. If you're Billy Horn, a couple of doubles here in the 6th inning puts the tying run standing at second base. Fastball, that's down low, and the count 2-0. Osnowitz has thrown 12 pitches, 7 of them for strikes. But 2 of them hit particularly hard into center field for extra bases. There's a fastball, strike at the knees, and the count 2-1 to Lattimore. Rocker bullpen still quiet, so it does in fact seem like Stem will be back out in the top of the 7th. His offense trying to give him a little support now. Here's the 2-1 to Lattimore. Big swing on the off-speed pitch that dipped and darted down and away from his bat, and the count 2-2 now. The Rockers offense, even though they took the lead in the middle stages of yesterday's game, they really didn't start to put some numbers on the board until later in the game. And we're in the later stages now. Maybe this is the time for them to get something going as Lattimore fouls this one towards the Charleston dugout. The count remains 2-2. Wheel takes his lead off of second, being loosely held on by Scott Kelly. Kelly's just kind of in the general area. And Osnowitz steps off. Timeout is called. Here comes the 2-2. Lattimore swings another fly ball to center field. Miles Williams racing back on this one. He dives, and again the ball is off his glove. Xander Wheel's going to come around. Here comes the throw, and it is cut off, and it is another RBI double. Quincy Lattimore has tied this game at 2. 3 fly balls to center field this inning. All 3 have gone for extra bases. Things have certainly taken a turn here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And I think that's going to get the Charleston bullpen up and running. And yes, it is. There's a right-hander that's about to get up and start throwing. Still nobody out in the inning. Back-to-back-to-back doubles for High Point. Here comes the first pitch to Ladendorf. Hits this one weakly to the pitcher Osnowitz, who looked over at Lattimore. I'm not sure why he didn't try to get the lead runner, but throws to first. Ladendorf is retired. Lattimore advances to third. Now a sacrifice fly would potentially give the Rockers the lead. Would give the Rockers the lead if Johnny Field can get a fly ball deep enough. Johnny Field 0 for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts. New baseballs were brought out to Scott Burcham. We're about ready to go here in this at-bat to Johnny Field. Here comes the pitch. Off speed, up and in. And the count 1-0. Lattimore, the go-ahead run at third. Here comes the 1-0. That's down and away, and the count 2-0 now. Whoever that right-hander is for Charleston probably could not get warm quick enough for Billy Horn. Osnowitz has not been able to continue the great start that Kit Sheets put together. This one hit off the end of the bat towards third. It's going to be a tough play for Burcham to make. Here comes the throw to first. It's in time. A good play. And that will do it here in the 6th inning. The Rockers do get a couple of runs, though, on back-to-back-to-back doubles. We're tied at 2. We're at the top of the 7th now. Craig Stem coming back out on the Rockers Baseball Network. of a sudden, instead of a 2-0 deficit, the Rockers have managed to tie this one up. It is 2-2 as we head to the top of inning number 7. Craig Stem will be facing the top of the lineup, Kelly, Burcham, and Justice. And again, known Billy Horn for a couple of years now. Very, very smart guy. Unless there was an injury to Kit Sheets. Very, very confused as to why he comes out after 5 innings. As that first pitch to Kelly inside, ball 1. He was taken out 19 pitches less than his previous outing, had given up, 2 hits. The Rockers had not been able to figure him out. And now we have a tie ball game as Kelly hits this one down the third base line, backhanded by Martinez. Actually, it's off his glove, but it's foul. And the count 1-1. So Craig Stem is back out. 76 pitches deep into this game now. Rockers have action in the bullpen. I see Chris Proctor down there. I can't see who's throwing. It is Ryan Dole. We'll see if Stem's able to get through 7. And Dole could come in for the 8th inning, especially if the Rockers offense is able to get something going here in the bottom of the 7th. That fastball just inside. Stem doesn't get the call. And the count 2-1. Scott Kelly today, 2 for 3, a double, a single, and a run scored. Here comes the 2-1. Hit on the ground up the middle. Michael Russell there. And throws off balance onto first in time. It's the first out of the 7th inning, and that'll bring up Scott Burcham. Scott Burcham today 0 for 2. Also a sacrifice bunt. Right-hander still up and throwing for Charleston. As it looks like Osnowitz will be done after just the 1 inning of work. Swing and a miss. Stem blows the fastball right by Burcham. Count 0-1. Comes the 0-1 curveball. That is fouled back, and the count quickly 0-2. Well, Craig Stem, without a doubt, has exceeded expectations today as far as what the Rockers could have thought they were getting from him in his first appearance of the year. There's a fastball up and away. And the count 1-2. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball hit on the ground, and Xander Wheel was playing the right-hander to pull. Was not able to make the play. It's a base hit that just sneaks inside the baseline. The first baseman had been positioned in a more regular location. Wheel makes the play, but playing the right-hander off of the first base line. So it's a 1-out single for Burcham, and that'll bring up Connor Justice. Justice 0 for 2 today with an RBI and a hit by pitch. Middle of the infield in double play depth. Off speed, hit on the ground, and that's going to get into right field for a base hit. That may be the end of the day for Stem after giving up back-to-back singles. And that'll bring up Juan Perez. We'll see if that is in fact the end of his day. He's done exactly what they wanted him to do. A lot of balls on the ground, a lot of weak contact at bats. Looks like Stem's going to stay in for the time being. 83 pitches now for Craig. And the batter is Juan Perez. First pitch, Perez swings, skies this one into right field. Gonzalez is there. He'll make the catch. Racing over to third is Burcham. And now Charleston has runners at the corners with 2 outs. 1 pitch, 1 out there for Craig. It's the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Nick Lonke, who is 1 for 3 today with a base hit.
designated hitter, number 34, Nick Longchi.
Galino comes out from behind the plate, flashes the signs to the infield. The go-ahead run at third base is Bertram. The runner at first base is Justice. Craig Stem looking to put up one last 0 on the scoreboard. First pitch to Longy down to the dirt. Good block by Galino, and the count 1-0. Charleston scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second. High Point scored 2 in the sixth, and that gets us to where we are now. Here comes the 1-0, fastball low, and the count 2-0 now. Wind starting to blow out towards right again. It kind of died down a little bit during the middle stage of this game, but now it's starting to go back towards right field. Stem's going to have to battle back in this at-bat. Curveball low. And he's now down 3-0. The 3-0 fastball right down the middle, a strike, and the count 3-1 now to Longy. Yovan Gonzalez in the on-deck circle. We'll see if Craig Stem is able to get Longy or not. This may be his last hitter either way. Here comes the 3-1 down in the dirt, ball 4. And that is the first time this year a Rockers pitcher has walked 3 hitters in a game. And Jamie Keefe is heading out to the mound. That will be it for Craig Stem. But safe to say, Craig Stem has certainly exceeded all expectations today. Ryan Dole will come in out of the bullpen, and Craig Stem gets a pat on the back from Jamie Keefe, and he exits the ball game after a nice performance tonight. And Ryan Dole will come in as the Rockers head to the bullpen. Stem's a competitor. He's trying to hide that smile off his face. He's proud of the job he did tonight, but also knows that bases are loaded right now. So Ryan Dole's going to come in and pitch. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll get you Dole's numbers as the Rockers look to hold it at a 2-2 game on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Now pitching for the Rockers, number 11, Ryan Dole. This call to the bullpen is sponsored by Cricket Wireless, working hard to keep you connected and safe. Get your Cricket service today.
The Rockers go to the bullpen. Ryan Dole comes in relief of Craig Stem, who threw 6 2/3 very solid innings tonight, especially considering this was his first appearance of the year. We cannot quite close the book on him as he's responsible for all 3 runners on base, but we'll go ahead and tell you excuse me, about Ryan Dole. No record, 3.38 the ERA. This is appearance number 9, 3 runs in 8 innings, 1 walk, and 12 strikeouts for Ryan Dole. But the ERA a little bit deceiving. He had 1 bad game, the 26th against Lancaster, where he gave up 3 runs. Otherwise, zeros all across the board. He has been practically untouchable this year. Here at the top of the 7th inning, he just needs to get 1 strikeout. 1 out in general, but a lot of his outs come via the strikeout to leave the bases loaded. Tying, or the go-ahead run rather, stands at third. That is Scott Bertram. Connor Justice is at second. Nick Longy is at first. And here comes the first pitch from Ryan Dole, a fastball strike at the knees. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th, it'll be the bottom 3 in the Rockers lineup. Here comes the 0-1 to Gonzalez as the slider from Dole, but Gonzalez does not chase. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike now. Dole delivers the 1-1. Again, the slider, trying to get Gonzalez to chase, but I think he's got to start that slider a little bit higher up. It's already starting at the bottom of the zone, and I think he realizes that, hey, that's a pitch that's just going to continue down. That pitch swung on, popped up into shallow center. Field is there, and Ryan Dole leaves the bases loaded. So Craig Stem pitches 6 2/3. Very, very impressive innings. Ryan Dole finishes it up here in the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time at Truist Point, and we're all tied at 2. Rockers looking to change that when we come back on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Their mission is to create those delicious food moments to make everyone feel good. Visit your High Point McDonald's today. Now let's join together in singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Bottom of the 7th inning, and Charleston goes back to the bullpen. It's Pedro Echemendia coming in relief of Mitchell Osnowitz. Osnowitz, 1 inning, 2 runs, both of them earned on 3 hits, back-to-back-to-back doubles. Echemendia comes in. This is his first appearance of the year. The first appearance with Charleston. Facing the bottom 3 in the lineup. That is Gonzalez, Galino, and Russell.
Pitching for the Dirty Birds, number 16, Pedro Echemendia.
Gonzalez 0 for 2, Galino 0 for 2, Russell 1 for 2 with a double.
Working hard to keep you connected and safe. Get your cricket service today.
A little bit of a different feel here at the ballpark than early on. Craig Stem threw 6 2/3 great innings. The Rockers offense hadn't given him anything to show for it, but now all of a sudden with a couple of runs coming in for High Point last inning, you certainly get the impression that a little bit of a different feel here. High Point trying to take this game away from Charleston. First pitch misses, ball 1. Echemendia pitched a little bit for Southern Maryland. That pitch missed to the count, 2-0 now. Echemendia, who was in affiliated ball with the Cardinals organization, gets Gonzalez to pop it up in the infield. The shortstop Justice going over and making the catch. The third baseman Bertram just stuck his hands out instantly saying, I don't know where the ball is. Justice, though, was able to find it and make the catch. In 4 appearances for the Blue Crabs, Echemendia 2-0, 5.79 the ERA. 1 walk, no strikeouts. This is his first appearance as a Charleston Dirty Bird. Brings up Mike Galino now. Galino 0 for 2. batting average sitting now at 360. Swings, pops this one up other side, first base side. Blum going over in foul territory, and he can't find it either. He's got to cover his head. And that ball is, I believe, caught. No, it's not. By the second baseman. I thought he might have had the ball there for a moment, but I don't think he caught it cleanly, and so I'll bring up Galino back to the plate now. That area down there, the right field foul area, kind of obscured from my view because I'm not right behind the plate. I'm already down the first base line. Curveball drops in at the knees to Galino, and the count 0-2. Michael Russell in the on-deck circle. Rockers bullpen quiet, so Dole probably coming back out in the 8th inning. That pitch low. The count 1-2. And you talk about multi-inning guys. Ryan Dole has only pitched 1 inning in every single appearance this year, but throw that many pitches. It makes sense to send him back out. Here's the 1-2. It's a fastball, and it misses. And Galino works the count to 2-2. I ran into Galino earlier today, about, 20, 30 minutes before the game. Probably a little bit longer, maybe more like 45 minutes before the game. He was in the hallway going back to the Rockers dugout. He was juggling. Pitch a high fly ball to center field. Miles Williams going over and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. I think there's a video of it that they'll be putting out on social media at some point, but I asked him, I said, how long have you been juggling? He said, about 6 years or so, and he said it helps him with his hand-eye coordination. As a catcher, certainly see how that's paid off for him. He's very, very capable handed behind the plate. But he's 0 for 3 now today, and here's Michael Russell, 1 for 2 with a double. Etchemendia is set. He works first base side of the rubber and drops a curveball in on Russell. And the count is 0-1. Etchemendia working quickly, goes fastball below the knees. Count 1 ball, 1 strike now. Well, the Rockers used 2 runs in the 6th inning to move us up to a tie ball game as we're in the bottom of the 7th now. They've already played 3 extra inning games. Russell fouls that one off, count 0-2. Last year, the Rockers didn't play their first extra inning game until July 20th. They played 3 in their first homestand. Actually, sorry, they played 2 in their first homestand and then a third against York over the weekend. That pitch inside, and they count 2-2. That was a topsy-turvy game on Sunday, game 2 of that doubleheader, wasn't it? The Rockers go into the 9th inning with a 6-3 lead. The 3-run home run from Melky Mesa ties it. Rockers get 2 back in the top of the first extra inning. As Zaklinski hits this one, it'll be a tough play for Bertram. Makes a nice play, spins around, throws to first base, and the throw is late. It's a base hit for Michael Russell. What a play by Bertram over there at third. Snagged it, spun around the 360, the throw on to first, and Michael Russell beat it out. Billy Horn is going to go out and talk to the first base umpire, Christopher Riddle. Well, this is the first time we've seen Billy's chance at arguing with an umpire. It's a pretty quick conversation. Billy says what he needs to say, and he's done. He gets a bit of a sarcastic cheer from the crowd. Bring up Michael Martinez. A bit of a comical moment here in the 7th inning. Of course, everybody loved Billy while he was here in High Point, and if you weren't able to catch the pregame interview we did with Billy last series, he and Jamie Keefe and I all exchanged the same sentiment that when the Rockers and the Dirty Birds aren't playing each other, we're pulling for the other team. Every day I check and see how Billy's doing. He said when he finishes a game, he checks and sees how the Rockers did. That pitch missed, and the count 1-0 to Martinez. Jamie Keefe summed it up. He said, look, I hate him between the first pitch and the last pitch, but we'll go out to dinner afterwards. Here comes the 1-0. It's a fastball from Ekamendia, and that just misses, and the count 2-0 now to Martinez. That base hit for Michael Russell was the first hit today for the Rockers that was not a double. Here comes the 2-0. That's down in the dirt. Good block there. Or good scoop, rather, by Yovan Gonzalez. Another right-hander up in the pen for Charleston. Two outs, bottom of the seventh inning. We are all square at 2. This has been a good ball game, a well-pitched ball game. Thank you for spending your Wednesday with us here. Here's the 3-0. Martinez takes all the way. It's a strike, and the count 3-1. Russell inching off of first base, getting his secondary lead now. Here comes the 3-1. Russell goes. Martinez hits this one up the middle. It's a base hit. Michael Russell is on his way to third. Jamie Keefe will hold him there. That worked perfectly. Michael Martinez delivers that baseball right in the spot that Scott Kelly had vacated when Michael Russell took off with that pitch. So the Rockers now with runners at the corners and 2 outs for Ben Aklinski, who has a couple of doubles today. And it looks like Joe Testa is going to go out and have a talk with Ekamendia as well as Yovan Gonzalez and the rest of the infield. And I feel like this really stems back to why Kit Sheets was taken out of the game. And I know I keep harping on that, but it was just very surprising to see, especially considering how well he had pitched and how few pitches he had thrown. Well, the home plate umpire, Justin Burton, coming out to break up this meeting on the mound. The Rockers have the go-ahead run at third. That's Michael Russell. Michael Martinez, a little bit of insurance, standing over there at first base. Here's Ben Aklinski. Testa has just now reached the top step of the Charleston dugout, so Ben Aklinski digs back into the right-handed box, and now Billy Horn is going out. I'm not sure if perhaps he has seen enough and wants to go to the bullpen now, or what the thought is. He's going to talk to the home plate umpire, Justin Burton, who intercepted Billy Horn on his way out to the mound. And now the home plate umpire, Justin Burton, is going to go convene with Calvin Baker, and here comes Christopher Riddle jogging over.
We're trying to figure that out. We don't know who it is.
I wonder if this was a conversation we saw the other day as well in York when they were a little bit of miscommunication maybe about the number of mound visits there had been or what. Not sure what that's about, but whatever it is, it's been settled, and we're ready to go here with Aklinski. Ekamendia's first pitch to Aklinski, a fastball, strike at the knees, and the count 0-1. It's been a good day at the plate for Aklinski, who's brought the average back up over 300. It's sitting at 304 now. Hits this one up the middle. It'll be a tough play for for Justice, but he's going to go the short way to get Martinez at second. And so the Rockers leave runners stranded at the corners, And after 7 innings of play, we are knotted up at 2 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Rocker Ball is brought to you by Charleston First. Let's throw it down to Pregame.
All right, Rockers fans, it's your favorite game. You guys already know the rules. We have Jonah, we have Adam. These two are friends. They're gonna go head to head. Best 2 out of 3. Make some noise for them, guys. So let me cheer the heart they can hit each other. 3, 2, 1. Rock and roll! Oh my gosh! All right, 1 point over here. 3, 2, 1, rock and roll! Do we have time for one more round, guys? Make some noise! All right, one more round! Give the people what they want! 3, 2, 1, rock and roll! Oh, I think it's a tie. Get to you, Tom.
Well, top of the 8th inning. And we are still tied at 2. Ryan Dole back out. I don't think we ever gave you the final line on Craig Stem, so let's go ahead and do that. 6 2/3 innings, 2 runs both earned, 8 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. A good outing for Craig Stem. And also, he is now first place on the all-time strikeout leaderboard in Rockers history. And Miguel Beltre steps in to lead off the 7th inning, or the 8th inning rather, as Dole delivers and Beltre slaps it foul, left field side out of play. It is Beltre, Williams, and Blum. And it is also time for another look at the Atlantic League scoreboard report. All the games across the Atlantic League are sailing along, and except for one, they're all low scoring. Here comes the 0-1 to Beltre, late on the high fastball, 0-2. Well, in the bottom of the 8th inning, York leads Staten Island right now, 1-0. York scored a run in the first inning. RBI from Carlos Franco. The Revs looking for a much-needed win tonight. Here's the 0-2 high fastball to Beltre in the count 1-2. Elsewhere, another shutout being performed by a Northern Division team, and this one is the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, 2-0 over Gastonia after Gastonia shut out the Crabs 2-0 yesterday. Beltre fouls that one off. Count remains 1-2. Michael Baca, a solo home run just a few moments ago to give the Crabs that 2-0 advantage. How about the outing by Southern Maryland starting pitcher today, Mitch Lamson? 7 2/3 innings as he's 2 outs into the top of the 8th. 2 hits, 7 strikeouts, no walks for Lamson as the Crabs look to get revenge on yesterday's game as Dole misses outside in the count 2-2. The only game that's not close, bottom of the 7th, the Barnstormers shutting out the Long Island Ducks. It is 8-0 at Clipper Magazine Stadium. Trace Lair, a couple of RBIs today. This one hit weakly on the ground towards second base. Michael Russell comes in, throws to first in time. And that's the first out here in the 8th inning. Brent Teller, 7 shutout frames for Lancaster. Barnstormers just put up a 4 spot in the 7th. Again, the Genomes and the Legends postponed today due to some field conditions and some issues stemming back from last night's game. Here's Miles Williams, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. First pitch, he's under it. High fly ball into center. Johnny Field having to come a long way in, but he'll make the catch. That's the second out of the 8th inning. Right-hander up in the pen for Charleston. Ryan Dole, 2 quick outs here in the top of the 8th. Rockers In the bottom of the 8th, we'll have 3, 4, and 5. That's Wheel, Lattimore, and Ladendorf. But first, Tyler Blum, who is 0 for 2 today, also a sacrifice fly.
First baseman, number 8, Tyler Blum.
First pitch from Dole to Blum is the slider, and it's a strike. Now the Rockers, when leading after 8 innings, are 10-0. When tied after 8 innings, are 1-1. When trailing after 8 innings, are 0-2. This is a team that so far this year has thrived on early leads and then just hanging on the rest of the way as Blum fouls that one off. Count 0-2 now. Tonight, though, we're going to have to see some of that late game magic that we have seen a few times this year. Here comes an 0-2 from Dole, holds the set, and kicks and fires. Fastball just down below the knees, a ball and 2 strikes now. Two runs, 8 hits and an error for Charleston. 2 runs, 7 hits and an error for High Point. Here comes the 1-2 slider, and that's fouled off of somebody behind the plate. Not sure if it got Galino or Burton, or perhaps it was even a pinball. Either way, the foul ball keeps Blum alive. The count remains 1-2. As Ryan Dahl looking for the final out of the 8th inning. Here's a high fastball. Ooh. Justin Burton flinched hard but did not ring up Blum. And the count 2-2. There was a visible flinch there. And he's looking over at the Rockers dugout. I'm sure somebody's saying something to him right now. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Took one extra pitch, but Ryan Dole got him to chase up high. And we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, still tied at 2 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
At the High Point Rockers, we believe in knocking education out of the park. Wesleyan Christian Academy, High Point Christian Academy, High Point Friends School, Piedmont School, and Westchester Country Day School offer students the opportunity to grow and learn in a fun and competitive environment. For more information, visit each school's website. Get your child started on the path to success. Now pitching for Charleston, number 41, Walker White.
Bottom of the 8th inning, we are tied at 2. Charleston goes back to the bullpen. This is Walker Weichel. But before we dive into his numbers, we'll tell you that Pedro Echemendia, 1 inning, 2 hits, no runs. Walker Weichel this year, this is his 9th appearance. 1 run allowed in 9 innings of work, 3 walks, 15 strikeouts. This is a strikeout machine on the mound for Charleston. A good late inning arm for them. He'll be facing 3, 4, and 5. That's Wheel, Lattimore, and Ladendorf as the Rockers look to just push 1 run across. Chase and Bradford up in the Rockers bullpen. They'll be using their closer in the 9th inning regardless of what happens here. Rockers look for what would be their 5th series win in a row. They are 4-0-1 in series this year after splitting the opening against the Genomes.
Leading off for the Rockers in the bottom of the 8th.
So Xander Wheel, who is 1 for 3 today with a double.
Xander Wheel.
He was the second of the back-to-back-to-back double train in the 6th inning. He'll step in now. The Rockers look to get a little bit of late offense going here against Weichel. Again, a high strikeout pitcher. First pitch from Weichel down low and the count 1-0. Wind continues to behave in a swirly manner. Right now it's kind of out to right center. The 1-0 to Wheel, chasing the slider low in the count 1-1. Jason Bradford continues to toss in the Rockers bullpen. Well, the loser in every game between the Rockers and Dirty Birds this year has scored either 2 or 3 runs. As Wheel takes low in the count 2-1. Rockers won 6-3. Dirty Birds won 7-3. Rockers won 7-3. And last night the Rockers won 7-2. We've seen some very consistent scores coming into tonight's game when these two teams have squared off. Here comes the pitch down and away. The count now 3-1. A reminder, tomorrow, Thirsty Thursday at the ballpark. Grab your tickets, highpointrockers.com. It's the final game. The Rockers are at home this week. They'll be at home all of next week. And again, you can go to highpointrockers.com to get your tickets for next week's series as well, including the defending champion Lexington Legends and then the new guys. There's a strike. Count 3-1, or 3-2 now, rather. Rockers get to see the new kid. Next weekend, Staten Island comes to town. Managed by former big league third baseman Edgardo Alfonso, the uncle of Rockers infielder Giovanni Alfonso. Payoff pitch coming to Wheel. Hits this one off the end of the bat towards short. Justice picks it up. Here's the off-balance throw to first base. It is in time by a step. And Xander Wheel is retired 6-3. That is the first out of the bottom of the 8th inning, and that'll bring up Quincy Lattimore. Lattimore today is 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored.
Number 22, Quincy Lattimore.
Walker Weichel dips the ERA now below 1. Here's the first pitch to Lattimore. A curveball. It's called strike. Quincy thinks it's low. Weichel, first-round draft pick by the San Diego Padres in 2012. Never got up over Double-A ball, though. He was in Double-A in the Texas Rangers organization in 2018, as well as 2019. Fastball low from Weichel, 90 miles an hour, and the count 1-1. Was a starter up until 2019. Then he appeared in 43 games, but only made 1 start. As he is gone, the strikeouts have ramped up each year. There's off speed down and away, and the count 2-1 now to Lattimore. Rockers just looking to get a base runner here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That's where it all starts, getting a guy on. Here comes the 2-1 to Lattimore, a fastball down and in, and the count 3-1. Weichel not prone to the walk. Walks about 1 every 3 to 4 innings or so. Here comes a 3-1 to Lattimore. Quincy swings, grounds it foul. Third base side, and a nice barehanded play by the Rocker manager, Jamie Keefe. Who yesterday, Jamie Keefe's victory moved him past Pete Incaviglia for 24th all-time in the Atlantic League wins list. Jamie showing he could still play, though, too, making that nice play. But again, even past former Sugarland manager Pete Incaviglia last night. Jamie could get up to about 22nd or 21st this year in the wins list. As Lattimore takes low, ball 4. This must be that inning for Walker Weichel where the walk was due. Runner at first base as a helicopter goes by overhead on its way to the hospital. Just a good time again to say that here on Healthcare Appreciation Night, we want to say thank you to all the Rockin' healthcare and medical workers. Also call themselves High Point Rockers fans, but even if you don't, thank you for the things that you do in our community and communities across the United States to keep us healthy, to make us better. Thank you for what you do. First pitch down low to Tyler Ladendorf. And it's ball 1. Ladendorf today 0 for 3. Rockers now have the go-ahead run standing over there at first base in the form of Lattimore. Weichel comes set. It's a closed set and delivers. This one swung on, lined into center field. There's a base hit. Only a one-base advancement for Lattimore, but the Rockers have something cooking here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That's Ladendorf's first hit of the night, and that'll bring up Johnny Field, who's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. So he's certainly due for a big moment. The only tough thing is, if this was last year, we'd be saying Johnny Field is coming up in inning too early. He was Mr. Walk-Off last year. Both walk-off hits the Rockers had in 2019 or 2021 rather were off at the bat of Johnny Field. A base hit against Lexington on a morning game. RBI single gave the Rockers a win, and then a home run on September 11th in the bottom of the 9th inning to give the Rockers a win in that one. So the go-ahead run now at second with 1 out. Anything but a double play ball here. Weichel's first pitch to Field. He swings and swings on top of it. Count is 0-1. Field hitting at 230. Fans elevating the volume here, imploring Johnny Field to come through with the big hit, as he's done so many times in his Rockers career, although it's not even a year old, his career in High Point. Here comes the 0-1. Field hits this one off the end of the bat, third base side. It's foul. And the count quickly 0-2 now. Jay Gonzalez in the on-deck circle. And Mike Galino would follow him. Field has struck out looking, has struck out swinging, and has grounded to third. All eyes over there at Quincy Lattimore at second base. He's the run that matters the most. That breaks the tie. Here comes an 0-2 to Field. Weichel kicks and fires. High fastball. Field chased it. Strike 3, his third K of the night. And that'll bring up Jay Gonzalez now, who's 0 for 3. Gonzalez hitting at .311. Rockers 2 out of 9 with runners in scoring position. They've stranded 6 tonight. Charleston 0 for 6 with 10 runners stranded. Right now, Jay Gonzalez, the guy who can change the narrative for the Rockers, as Weichel drops a curveball down there but doesn't get the call from Burton. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Gonzalez surprisingly parked a couple of baseballs deep down the right field side during batting practice today with the wind blowing out that way. It's still out that way, albeit not quite as hard as it was earlier. Here's the 1-0. It's a fastball, called strike on the outside corner. 96, what that shows on the scoreboard radar from Walker Weichel. There's not a whole lot of guys in the Atlantic League that are going to pump 96. Here's the pitch, curveball. Gonzalez loops it left field side. It'll hook foul. A long run for both Bertram and Beltre, and an unsuccessful run for both of them as well. Gonzalez down in the count now, 0-2. Two outs and two aboard for the Rockers. Gonzalez down in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Weichel comes set, looking for the put-away pitch to get out of this inning. Gonzalez looking to play spoiler. Here's the pitch, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Walker Weichel. Leaves a couple of runners aboard. And we will head now to the top of the 9th inning, still tied at 2 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Folks, the Rockers would like to thank you for your attendance tonight. Don't forget the Rockers are home again tomorrow against the Charleston Dirty Birds. First pitch, 6:35, right here at Tourist Point. As always, tomorrow will be Thirsty Thursday. There will be drink specials all game long. Now pitching for the Rockers, number 29, Jason Bradford. This Colony bullpen is sponsored by Cricket Wireless, working hard to keep you connected and safe. Get your cricket service today.
Ryan Dole does his job for an inning in the 3rd. He retires all 4 hitters he faces, including 1 on a strikeout. And although it's not a save situation, the Rockers will turn it over to the closer, Jason Bradford, because there won't be a save situation tonight, so you might as well use him. Bradford 2-0, 3.38 the earned run average. This is appearance number 9. And again, although it doesn't apply, does have 3 saves and 4 chances. 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. Has given up a home run. That was his last time out to former New York Yankee Melky Mesa. It'll be at the top of the lineup for Charleston here. Kelly, Bertram, and Justice, 3 infielders, and then Juan Perez if anybody gets on. Scott Kelly, 2 for 4. And Bradford's first pitch, fastball up and in, the count 1-0. A left-hander has just gotten up in the bullpen for Charleston. It could be any number of people, so we won't try to speculate who it is. There's the 1-0. Popped up right field side. It'll be a long run for Xander Wheel and Jay Gonzalez. And play neither one of them will be able to make, so the count 1-1. Again, we're tied 2-2. As the Rockers looking to get something in the bottom of the 9th, but first they got to put up a 0 in the top of the 9th, and they are a third of the way to doing that as Kelly grounds out to short. That's the first out of the 9th inning. Here's Scott Bertram. Bertram today 1 for 3. Base hit in his last time up, also a sacrifice bunt tonight.
Third baseman, Scott Bertram.
Bertram hitting at 167, fouls the first pitch off, and the count 0-1. Well, you got to give credit to Billy Horn in this Charleston lineup. A lot of their big bats leaving Charleston. A lot of them followed Mark Minikazi to Kentucky. Most notably Jimmy Paredes, as that pitched low in the count 1-1. But although Charleston not necessarily the highest scoring team in this Atlantic League, they're a scrappy offensive bunch. Billy's put a good squad together. Here's the 1-1. And Bradford's off-speed pitch has Burcham way out in front, the count 1-2. With the win today, if the Rockers were able to pull it off, they would be 10 games over 500 at 14-4. That pitch fouled off in the count 1-2. Gastonia right now is now down 4. It is 4-0. The Rockers trying to again chip into that game-and-a-half deficit with the Honey Hunters. Here comes a 1-2 to Burcham. Bradford spikes that one in the turf, and the count 2-2. Connor Justice, who's hit well against Rockers pitching this year, granted a small sample size, but it is what it is. He came into today hitting .467 against the Rockers, and he's 1 for 3 tonight. First, the 2-2 to Burcham, though. Fastball, that's outside, and the count goes full. Wind picking up towards right field. I feel like it may all come down to a left-handed hitter who's able to hit one down the line. Rockers have a big hitting lefty on the bench in Logan Morrison. Comes the payoff pitch. Hit down the third baseline. Michael Martinez will field it in foul territory. Made the play over to first base anyways, but Calvin Baker calls it foul. Scott Burcham said, "Really? You made me run that out and now I've got to go back and do it again?" While we're waiting on Burcham to get back to the plate, Justin Burton, the home plate umpire, asking for a couple more baseballs, so he has been given those. So another 3-2 coming. And here comes the pitch from Bradford. Fastball inside. Bradford doesn't get the call, and that's ball 4. It's a one-out walk, and now Charleston has the go-ahead run standing over there at first base. The batter is Connor Justice. Justice again 1 for 3. First pitch from Bradford. The righty kicks and fires. Justice swings and unloads. High fly ball into left field, but the wind brought it back in, and it ends up being a routine fly ball to right, or to a left rather. Justice hit it and just watched it, thought that he got all of it, but instead, Ben Aklinski drifts towards the line and makes a routine catch. I'm going to be honest, that fooled me as well. I thought that ball was tanked. But instead, it's 2 outs now, and here's Juan Perez, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. First pitch to Perez, hits this one on the ground towards third. Michael Martinez scoops it up. The throw's going to be low, but Xander Wheel makes the pick. And that is the final out of the inning. So we go now to the bottom of the ninth. Can the Rockers walk this one off? We'll find out in just a moment. It's a 2-2 ball game on the Rockers Baseball Network. Well, here we go. Bottom of the 9th inning. It is a 2-2 ball game. Good news for the Rockers. If they don't score, the game's not over, but they'd like to go ahead and wrap it up now and be done. Walker Weichel is done. Pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. And the Dirty Birds, again, go to the bullpen. It's a left-handed pitcher coming in now to face 8, 9, and 1, Galeno, Russell, and Martinez. And the new pitcher is Ryan Lawler, I believe, number 19. Lawler comes into today 2-0, ERA of 4. This is his 7th appearance, 9 innings so far this year. 2 home runs allowed, 4 walks, and 11 strikeouts. So there are some pitchers in the back end of this Charleston bullpen who can pick up the Ks. We just saw Weichel with 2 strikeouts in the 8th inning. Lawler similar in the 9th. First pitch to Galeno, down low. Galeno 0 for 3. Lawler delivers, fastball at the knees. There's a strike and the count 1-1. Galeno shaking his head, doesn't agree with that one. Rockers have a right-hander in the bullpen, and that, I believe, is Tanner Duncan. Here's the 1-1 to Galeno. Ground ball towards third. Bertram picks it up. The throw on to first is up the line, but the tag made at first base by Blum. And that is the first out of the inning.
Second baseman, number 4, Michael Russell.
So here's Michael Russell now. Russell today 2 out of 3. A double, a fielder's choice, and a single. First pitch, Russell swings out of his shoes on the pitch down at his shoes, and the count 0-1. Well, if this game goes into extras, we mentioned the Rockers have already played 3 extra inning games this year. Russell fouls that one straight back. The 90-mile-an-hour fastball, the count 0-2. They lost 2-1 in extras on the 22nd to Kentucky. They won 5-4 in 10 against Lancaster on the 26th. Then they won on the road in extras 8-7 against York. That was an 8-inning game because it was originally scheduled to be 7. Russell down 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chases that one. That is the second out here in the 9th inning.
Third baseman, number 19.
So here's Michael Martinez, 1 for 4 today. Ryan Lawler 1 out away from sending this to the 10th inning. Rockers played 5 extra inning games last year in the entirety of the season. They're staring their 4th down right now. Martinez takes low in the count 1-0. Baseball gets loose from the Rockers bullpen. Tanner Duncan. Beniklinski makes the play in the Rockers on deck circle. And we're ready to go again. Here comes the 1-0 to Martinez. Fastball just down below the knees, and the count 2-0 now. The Rockers got some boppers coming up. The question is whether or not they'll be able to get to them here in the 9th inning. The 2-0, Martinez takes it in the dirt, and the count 3-0 now. And again, the entire bench is available for Jamie Keefe, and that is Chris Proctor, Giovanni Alfonso, Jerry Downs, Logan Morrison, and Liam Scaffarello. As Martinez takes outside, ball 4. And it's a 2-out walk here in the bottom of the 9th inning. That'll bring up Beniklinski. Beniklinski today, a couple of doubles. He's 2 for 4 on the night. We'll see if Beniklinski is able to extend things. Klinsky, through the course of the year, has hit left-handed pitching pretty well. It was 4 out of 5 coming into today. Takes outside in the count 1-0. He was 1 for 2 today against Kit Sheets, so that makes him 5 out of 7 against left-handed pitching this year now. That's tough when you go 1 for 2 and your batting average goes down against left-handers. Big swing there, fouls it back in the count 1-1. Baseball crawled up the top of the netting and then came straight down the other side behind the plate. Landed in the front row. Not often you get a baseball in the front row of the right behind home plate anymore. Line score is identical, 2, 8, and 1 on both sides. Here comes the 1-1 to Klinsky from Lawler. It's a fastball low, and the count 2-1. Winning run stands at first base. That's Michael Martinez. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. And here comes the 2-1 to Klinsky. Check swing. They're going to ask and see if he went, and Christopher Riddle said he did not. The count 3-1. Again, if we do go to extras, there's the ghost runner rule, so the batter that made the final out of the previous inning, in this case for Charleston it would be Juan Perez, he would go to second base and start the inning. If he scores, he is an unearned run. But the Rockers will have the same opportunity in the bottom of the 10th. Here's the 3-1. Klinsky takes inside ball 4, and that is back-to-back 2-out walks here in the bottom of the 9th inning. This is big because now Xander Wheel comes up and it'll just take a base hit. Martinez should be able to score on a base hit. Wheel today 1 for 4 with a double. And Billy Horn is going to go out and talk to Lawler. There's nobody in the bullpen, so this is nothing more than just the manager kind of A, settling the pitcher down as a former pitcher himself, and B, making sure everybody understands the play. Only walk-off this year for High Point. A walk-off single from Quincy Lattimore, and that came back on the 26th against Lancaster. That extra inning game against the Barnstormers, a walk-off single for Lattimore. Billy Horn has just now returned to the dugout for Charleston.
First baseman, number 40.
Michael Martinez takes his lead off of second. He's the winning run. Ben Klinsky behind him at first. And here comes Xander Wheel now. The man who leads the Rockers in home runs. Doesn't have to do that to be the hero. Just a base hit will do. Here comes the pitch. Chased it. Did he go? They're going to ask down to first base, and this time Christopher Riddle says, yes, he went too far away around, and that's strike 1. Lawler comes set about chest high and delivers off speed to Wheel, takes a strike, and the count 0-2. Well, we are 1 strike away from heading to extra innings here at Truist Point on a Wednesday evening. Xander Wheel's going to have to protect here with the count 0-2. Lawler comes set. Here comes the pitch. Fastball. It's inside. And it's a ball and 2 strikes now. Certainly feel the tension here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Obviously, it's early season game and a lot of baseball to be played. Not like this game singularly may mean a whole lot right now, but Wheel takes down and in, and the count 2-2. In the scheme of this game, obviously in the bottom of the ninth inning of a tie game, the pressure is added, the leverage of the situation is multiplied. Rockers fans here holding their breath, hoping that Wheel can come through. Here comes the 2-2. Wheel fouls it off. Dirty Birds fans the same with their pitcher, Lawler, hoping that he's able to force extra innings. Good battle here in this at-bat. Sixth pitch coming. It is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tanner Duncan is ready and warm in the Rockers bullpen should he be called upon. Translation, should we go to the top of the 10th. Here comes the 2-2. Lawler delivers. Wheel swings and misses. Top of the 10th, here we come. We're tied at 2. And we begin with Juan Perez at second base when we come back on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Don't forget, the Rockers and the Dirty Birds right back here tomorrow, 6:35 at Truist Point. It will be Thirsty Thursday, and we expect to see each and every one of you back here again tomorrow. Now pitching for the Rockers, number 45. Tanner Duncan. This round of bullpen is sponsored by Cricket Wireless, working hard to keep you connected and safe. Get your cricket service today.
Top of the 10th we go. Tanner Duncan comes in relief of Jason Bradford, who went 1 inning, walked 1, didn't give up a run. Duncan comes in, no record, 1.80 the ERA. This is appearance number 6. He's given up a home run and 1 walk, 3 strikeouts in 5 innings of work, a 133 opponent's batting average. So again, Juan Perez will start the inning at second base. The batters will be Longy, Gonzalez, and Beltre. Nick Longy today 1 for 3. Yovan Gonzalez 0 for 4. And Gel Beltre 3 for 4. I feel like we've dissected every which way how the Rockers have performed in extra innings this year. Duncan pitched in that extra inning game against York on Sunday. Gave up 1 hit, no runs against York. Gave up the unearned run. He pitched in the bottom of the 8th inning. Picked up the save. Here we go in the 10th inning. Perez to second, Longy the batter. And here comes the pitch from Duncan. Longy swings, fouls it back. The count 0-1. Longy's got power, so you're not going to see him bunt here. And the strategy and what managers will tell you, you play for the win on the road, so they're not going to try to bunt him over and go for the 1 run. They're going to try to do what they can to score as much as they can, and then we'll see what the Rockers put together in the bottom of the inning, but off speed down and away there to Longy in the count 1-1. Charleston has not scored since the 2nd. High Point has only scored in the 6th. Line score still identical. 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 walk on both sides. 1 error, rather, on both sides. Here's the 1-1 to Longy. Swings, high fly ball into right field. Jay Gonzalez going into the corner, and in foul territory, he leaps, and did he come down with it? No, he almost falls down on the way back. And it looks like he's hobbling a little bit over there in right field. Jamie Keefe quickly getting out of the dugout. Gonzalez tried to leap and taken out away down there in the corner. Tried to climb up the padded wall, but nothing doing. And honestly, that's not the worst thing that he didn't make the catch, because if he does, there's no way that they throw out Perez advancing to third. Here comes the 1-2. High fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Longy chases, and while you certainly applaud the effort from Jay Gonzalez the pitch before, that's probably a more desired result there.
The catcher, number 42.
So here's Yovan Gonzalez. Gonzalez today 0 for 4. Duncan works third base side of the rubber and delivers first pitch to Gonzalez, the high fastball. Gonzalez does not chase, and it's a ball and no strikes. Top of the 10th inning here at Truist Point. We're all square at 2. Rockers looking to win their 5th consecutive series. Here comes the 1-0 to Gonzalez. Still up and away. Duncan rather looked like he took a little bit off of that one, but nothing doing. The guy who's been swinging the hot bat today is the man on deck, Ingel Beltre. Here comes the 2-0, and that's inside, and they count 3-0 now to Yovan Gonzalez. Here comes the 3-0. Duncan takes something off and catches the outside corner. They count 3-1. Not a whole lot of the, let me rephrase, a large portion of the crowd that we had at the beginning of the game has left probably at this point. But the few that are the group that is still here, very much vocal as Gonzalez fouls it off, and they count 3-2. The portion behind the plate is still pretty well attended, but I think it's thinned out a little bit down the sides. How about Tanner Duncan? He was down 3-0 to Gonzalez. He's battled back to 3-2. Here comes a payoff pitch now to the Charleston catcher. Duncan kicks and fires fastball. Hit on the ground towards short. Ladendorf's only play is going to be to first base, and it's in time for the second out of the inning. So Perez advances to third. He is, again, the go-ahead run. But now there are 2 outs in the inning, and that'll bring up Ingel Beltre. Almost wonder if they would consider not pitching to Beltre and then going after Miles Williams.
Left fielder, number 7, Ingel Beltre.
Jamie Keefe and Mike Galino just had a conversation from the dugout to behind the plate, and it looks like they are, in fact, going to pitch to Beltre. Duncan set. Here comes the first pitch. And Beltre fouls it off, and they count 0-1. As a reminder, in the bottom of the inning, the Rockers have Lattimore, Ladendorf, and Field. That is 4, 5, and 6 coming up. The runner at second base, the ghost runner, will be Xander Wheel. Here comes the 0-1 to Beltre. He swings, pops this one up. Shallow. Actually, it's not even going to get out of the infield. Michael Russell coming in a couple steps. Makes the catch behind second base, and the Rockers put up a 0 in the top of the 10th inning. They will have a runner at second with nobody out, and they just need 1 run. Bottom of the 10th coming up next on the Rockers Baseball Network. With the Honey Hunters 4-0 loss today at the hands of Southern Maryland, a win tonight for the Rockers would put them just a half game behind Gastonia in the early portion of the season. Well, the Rockers put the winning run at second base. That's Xander Wheel. Ryan Lawler back out on the mound for Charleston, and for the Rockers it'll be Lattimore, Ladendorf in field. Quincy Lattimore, who will be leading off this inning, owns the only walk-off hit by a Rocker this year. Lawler finishes up his warm-up tosses. Xander Wheel waiting to be out of harm's way before going over to second base, which he'll do now. Adam Choplik in the bullpen for the Rockers. Should we go to the 11th? The Rockers have never gone to the 11th inning before. That would be a very first in High Point history. Tomorrow, the series finale, Austin Glorious going for the Rockers. It'll be Jose Mesa Jr., who stymied High Point his last time that the Rockers saw him. He's 3-0 on the year. That's the pitching matchup tomorrow. 6:35, your first pitch will be on air with the Rockers pregame show on MixLR at 6, with YouTube broadcast to come a little bit after that. First pitch to Lattimore, down and in, ball one. We're underway in the bottom of the 10th. Lattimore today 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. I'll have another, please, Quincy. Here comes the 1-0. Swings, pops it up overhead instead, and the count 1-1. Logan Morrison, who's not in the lineup tonight, has been very much a de facto coach. He was talking to Johnny Field and Tyler Ladendorf up at the top step a moment ago. That pitch inside to Lattimore, and the count 2-1. That's the good thing about Logan Morrison. You watch him in batting practice, and he's behind the turtle talking to the hitters, showing them things, working on guys' mechanics. I've been extremely impressed with just his leadership. Forget his play. He's a fantastic first baseman, a fantastic left-handed hitter. But just his leadership here on this team has been tremendous. Here comes a 2-1 to Lattimore. Check swing, doesn't matter. It's a called strike. And the count 2-2. Nobody is expecting a bunt. Third baseman Bertram playing well back. I feel like if Quincy wanted to lay one down, he could. First base going back now as well. Here comes a 2-2 to Lattimore. Swings, fouls it off. Well, we've just hit 9:30 Eastern time. It feels a lot later than it is. But credit to Rockers changing the start times to 30 minutes earlier this year. Here comes a 2-2 to Lattimore. Wheel takes his lead off of second. Here's the pitch, swung on, hit to short. Justice picks it up. And the throw on to first a little low, but handled cleanly by Blum. And that is the first out of the 10th inning, at the bottom of the 10th. Brings up Tyler Ladendorf now. Ladendorf has a walk-off home run in his Rockers career. In fact, that was the very first ever walk-off in Rockers history, and we are fastly approaching the 3-year anniversary of that. That came back on May the 19th of 2019. We'll see if the man nicknamed the franchise can add to that total. And now they might have Xander Wheel picked off. The throw almost goes into center field. Xander Wheel on his way to third, and he is tagged out. Jamie Keefe is going out to talk to Christopher Riddle. I'm not sure what they're saying here. Potentially a balk, I think. I don't know what Jamie Keefe was trying to get out of that, but Xander Wheel has been picked off. 1-4-5 the scoring. All of a sudden, the mood and the atmosphere kind of change here. The Rockers had an opportunity to try to win this game, and now the bases are empty with 2 outs for Ladendorf. Here comes the first pitch. Down low, and the count 1-0. Baseball gets loose from Adam Choplik in the Rockers bullpen. Lawler comes set. Here comes the 1-0. Swung on, hit on the ground towards third. Should be a routine play. Bertram's throw on to first in time. And for the first time in history, we go to the 11th inning. Rockers and Dirty Birds still tied at 2 apiece on the Rockers Baseball Network. Adam Choplik now in relief of Tanner Duncan. Duncan went 1 inning, struck out 1. Choplik comes into today 1-0, 1.29 the ERA. This is appearance number 8. This is his 8th inning of work. 4 walks, 12 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .045 against him. Ingel Beltre will be the runner, the ghost runner at second. Miles Williams, Tyler Blum, and Scott Kelly, the 3 scheduled hitters. After the Rockers used 4 relievers yesterday, including Choplik. Now on their 4th of the day today, and really goes back to Jason Manzueta being able to go the distance in Monday's game. How huge that ends up being for the Rockers, for the Rockers bullpen. Right-hander up in the pen now for Charleston. Here comes the first pitch to Miles Williams. Choplik holds the set, now delivers. High fastball. Williams shows bunt, pulls back. And the pitch upstairs, count 1-0. We've just hit the 3-hour mark, which, let's be real, for the top of the 11th inning, that is not bad at all. Here comes the 1-0 to Williams. Fastball down and in, and the count 2-0 now. Now, Williams will strike out a lot, but you've got to be careful not to give him something good because he will make you pay. He's got some power. Choplik's going to have to be careful here, down 2-0 in the count. Here comes the 2-0. Williams swings, pops it up overhead, and the count 2-1. Right-hander continues to throw for Charleston. Wonder if that may be Tannenbaum out there. Here comes the 2-1. Choplik kicks and fires. Off speed, swing and a miss. Count 2-2. Actually, it won't be Tannenbaum. He threw 2 innings yesterday. That may actually be the closer, Tyler Wilson. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Miles Williams. Choplik has battled back in this at-bat. Here comes the 2-2. It's the fastball, and it's fouled off. You look at some of Choplik's more recent performances, a strikeout against the Dirty Birds yesterday, 3 strikeouts at York on the 8th, 2 strikeouts on the 5th against the Ducks. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball down and in, and the count 3-2. Swung on, line towards second base. It's just going to get past the dive of Michael Russell, and it's going to go into right field. They're waving around Beltre. He will score. The throw to second is late, and it is an RBI double for Miles Williams, and Charleston has a 3-2 lead here in the 11th inning. So nobody out. Now there's a runner at second base. Charleston leads it 3-2. And the hitter is Tyler Blum. And now the Rockers are going to have to manufacture something in the bottom of the 11th inning with Field, Gonzalez, and Galino, the 3 scheduled hitters. First pitch to Blum, a strike at the knees, and the count 0-1. Curveball out and away, and the count 1-1 now to Blum, the number 9 hitter in the Charleston lineup. Williams taking his lead off of second. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball. I'm going to check and see if he went. Yes, he did on the high fastball, and the count 1-2. Baseball gets away from the Charleston bullpen. Waiting on a bat boy to go retrieve it. So that run allowed by Choplik will be an unearned run. Still counts in the scoreboard, so a 3-2 score right now. Here comes the 1-2 off speed, hit towards Michael Russell at second. He'll look Williams back to second base and throw on to first in time. That is out number 1, and that'll bring up Scott Kelly now, who's 2 for 5. Scott Kelly's got the average up to 247.
Second baseman Scott Kelly.
Very curious if the Rockers would consider pinch hitting. I mean, they've got 3 good hitters coming up. And let's be real, this whole lineup for High Point, the Jamie Keefe put out today, there's not anybody in there you would pinch hit for necessarily, but he's got fresh guys on the bench. Neither team has elected to use any yet as that pitch low, and they count 1-0 to Kelly. Jamie's got some sluggers. Left-handed sluggers, too. Downs and Morrison both. Here comes a 1-0 to Kelly. Pops this one up. Right field side, and the count is 1-1. Despite the batting average of Scott Kelly, to me, I still consider him a pretty dangerous hitter. He can just poke a baseball past an infielder. And I think that's part of what makes him so dangerous. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball at the knees. It's a called strike, and the count 1-2 now to Choplik. Or from Choplik to Kelly. The lefty Choplik holds the set. Here comes a 1-2 high fastball, an easy take, and the count 2-2. Well, we started the game at 77 degrees. It's currently 69. And we'll just continue to drop. By 10 o'clock, it should be 67. We really shouldn't need any hourly updates further than that. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on and lined to shortstop. Ladendorf makes a nice sliding catch. Looks at Miles Williams at second, but Williams is back in plenty of time, and Ladendorf doesn't even attempt to throw. That's the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Scott Burcham. Burcham 1 for 3 today.
Third baseman, Scott Burcham.
To my knowledge, with the exception of the quick outing from Ryan Dull after just throwing a few pitches the day before, I can't remember what day that is now off the top of my head, but I believe Adam Choplik will be the first pitcher this year to throw a full inning in back-to-back days. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on, skied, right field side. Gonzalez gives it a look. It gets out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Charleston has taken a 3-2 lead here in the 11th. And here comes the 0-2. That's down in the dirt. Good pitch from Choplik trying to get Burcham to chase, but he did not do so. This Rockers bullpen continues to lower their earned run average. They kind of hiccuped a little bit in the Genome series, and it felt like they'd been playing catch-up a little bit since then, but it's been good since then. 2.37 coming into today. Check swing, but he went too far around. Strike 3. And that is the final out of the inning. But the Dirty Birds do score a run. And they take a 3-2 lead into the bottom of the 11th. Rockers are going to have to score 1 to keep playing, 2 to win it on the Rockers Baseball Network.
And Charleston back in action, 6:35 Thursday night.
Bottom of the 11th inning, Charleston goes to the bullpen. It's former big leaguer Tyler Wilson coming in to pitch. Ryan Lawler, 2 innings, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks allowed. Tyler Wilson comes in 0-1, has not given up an earned run yet, though, this year. 3 saves and 3 chances. 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 190 against him. Again, he's given up 1 unearned run this year. Rockers will send Tyler Ladendorf down to second base. He will be the tying run. It'll be Field, Gonzalez, and Galino, the 3 scheduled hitters. And as I say that, Jerry Downs comes to the top of the on-deck circle with the helmet and the bat. So it'll be Field, Gonzalez, and Right-hander in the pen for the Rockers now. I believe that may be Jonathan Crawford. Well, right as I say that, yes, it is Jonathan Crawford who's gotten up. I thought he was about to go sit down, but Crawford now starting to throw in the bullpen. Ladendorf heads to second. As we play on into the bottom of the 11th inning. Wouldn't it be wild if the Rockers, who had never played past the 10th inning in their 2+ years as a franchise, go further than the 11th? They'll need 1 run to do it. Johnny Field 0 for 4 today with 3 strikeouts. Been a bit of a rough day for him. Rough start to the year, but he has shown flashes of the same star player that we saw last year. Corners playing in on the infield. First pitch to Field, a fastball and a strike, and the count 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. Wilson holds the set. Curveball. Field just cues it foul towards the Rockers dugout, and the count 0-2. The third baseman, Burcham, has started to work his way back towards the back of the infield turf, realizing that most likely Field not bunting, especially not with 2 strikes. Field going to have to protect here. Again, Jamie Keefe, not much of a bunter. Here comes the 0-2 to Field. Swings, pokes this one into left field. Could be trouble. Racing back is the shortstop, Justice. He's not going to be able to make the play. It is a bloop single from Johnny Field. The Rockers now have the tying run at third and the winning run at first. Johnny Field reaching out and just casting that ball over the head of the shortstop, Justice. And he muscled it just enough to find a little bit of turf. So here's Gonzalez. Jerry Downs in the on-deck circle. Jay Gonzalez today 0 for 4, hitting .304 on the year. Wilson holds the set. Gonzalez slaps the first pitch foul, left field side, and the count 0-1. Rockers trying to win what would be their 5th consecutive series. Last time they played the Dirty Birds, they won the bookends and lost in the middle. Here comes the 0-1 to Gonzalez. Swings, pops it up in the infield. Burcham, the third baseman, coming in and makes the catch. A little bit of an adventure, but he'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. He'd settled under it and all of a sudden started to go more behind the pitcher's mound, but he does make the catch, and that'll bring up Jerry Downs. Jerry Downs on the year is hitting at .250, 2 home runs, 5 batted in. Both his home runs came in the early part of the year. Here comes the first pitch to Downs, off speed low. And the count 1-0. The last home run that Jerry hit back on the 27th of April against Lancaster. Tying run is Ladendorf at third. Winning run is Field at first. 1 out in the bottom of the 11th inning. Wilson holds the set. Here comes the 1-0. Down swings and dribbles it foul, and the count 1-1. Wind swirling in a little bit now, in and towards right field. It does favor a left-handed hitter. Obviously, the in part doesn't favor anybody, but if you're you're going to sneak one inside that right field foul pole, there's certainly an opportunity to do so. Here comes the 1-1 to Downs. Wilson holds the set and now kicks and fires fastball. Downs is late on it, and the count 1-2. Michael Russell in the on-deck circle. Logan Morrison is now out of the sweatshirt. Doesn't have a helmet, but he's holding a bat at the bottom of the steps. Wonder if he may be potentially coming in for Michael Martinez at the top spot of the lineup, if it gets there. A ball and 2 strikes to Downs. Wilson holds the set on the mound. Here comes the pitch, fastball, and Downs fouls it off, and the count remains 1-2. Well, not a whole lot to add to this scenario. Maybe if we get to the top of the 12th, we'll take another look at the scoreboard. I think everybody else may be final by now. Here comes a 1-2 to Downs. Off speed, low, good take. A tough take, but a good take. And the count even at 2 now. Feels so long ago, it's hard to remember. Craig Stem threw a great game today, 6 2/3 innings pitched. Gave up just 2 runs, gave the Rockers an opportunity to get back into it with back-to-back-to-back doubles in the 6th rather. 2-2 to Downs coming. Swing and a miss, chase the high fastball, strike 3. And the Rockers are down to their final out. The hitter is Michael Russell. And Michael Martinez does come out of the on-deck circle, so
Second baseman,
looks like Logan Morrison has put the bat back in the rack for the time being. Russell today 2 for 4. Wilson delivers, first pitch, curveball. That's in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. Again, tying run is at 3rd, and that's all the Rockers are really worried about right now is just tying this game up. Here comes the 0-1, fastball low, and the count 1-1 strike. We've not seen either team employ small ball yet here in the extra inning portion of this game. I wonder the longer this game continues whether or not we start to see that. Here comes the 1-1 to Russell. Curveball. There's a called strike. He does not think so, but it's called strike 2 anyways. And the Rockers are down to their final strike here now on Wednesday night. Well, this is it tonight. Rockers down to the final strike. Runners at the corners. Wilson set. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball, that is just outside. When we talk about that tough take for Jerry Downs earlier, that may have rivaled it, if not surpassed it. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Following the conclusion of the game, whether that's in just a moment or some point later on tonight, we will have the quick Rockers post-game show to wrap things up. Here comes the 2-2 to Russell. Curveball down and in, and the count goes full. Well, Tyler Wilson, if he does notch the save, the Rockers making him work for it. Here comes the payoff pitch. Runners take their leads from 1st and 3rd. 3-2. Curveball. Strike 3 looking. And that'll do it. The Charleston Dirty Birds win it in 11 innings. Final score is 3-2. Rockers postgame show coming up in just a moment on the Rockers Baseball Network. A tough one tonight. The Rockers fall by a final score of 3-2 in 11 innings to the Charleston Dirty Birds in a very well-pitched ball game on both sides, but at the end of the day, it took 11, and Charleston gets it done. Craig Stem makes the start for the Rockers today and actually looked really, really good. A little bit of a rough start, gave up a run in the first inning and a ground out from Connor Justice to make it 1-0. Charleston doubles their lead in the second. A sacrifice fly from Tyler Blum makes it a 2-0 score. But in the sixth inning, the Rockers would get both runs back-to-back doubles. Aklinski, then Wheel, which scored Aklinski, then Lattimore, which scored Wheel, to make it 2-2. 9 innings wasn't enough to decide the game today, so it went to 10. 10 wasn't enough, it went to 11. And the leadoff double from Miles Williams scored the ghost runner, Ingel Beltre, in the top of the 11th inning. In the bottom of the 11th, the Rockers leave runners at the corners. Final score today, 3-2. Winning pitcher is Ryan Lawler, improves to 3-0. Adam Choplik takes the loss, falling to 1-1. And Tyler Wilson notches his 4th save. Time for our final look at the Atlantic League scoreboard. And everybody else is done. Staten Island, 2 wins in a row now for the Ferry Hawks. 2-1 your score today. Lancaster shuts out Long Island, 9-0 your final score, and that one, Brink Teller, is now 2-1 on the year. And Southern Maryland shuts out Gastonia, 4-0 your score there. Mitch Lamson the win, John Anderson the loss. And for the Rockers today, because of High Point's loss, they are not able to cut into Gastonia's lead, and it remains a game and a half. Again, a very disappointing loss today, a tough way to lose, and you had the opportunities in front of you, but the Rockers just weren't able to get it done in extra innings tonight. 3 for 17 with runners in scoring position. Charleston wasn't any better, 1 for 13 in their own right, but For High Point, they fall to 13-5. Charleston improves to 10-8. If you had to hand out a game ball today, it would go to Craig Stem. A fantastic 6 2/3 innings from Craig Stem, and I thought he looked every bit the 2019 version of Craig Stem, so it was great to see him back today and kind of turn back the clock a little bit, if you will. And so Craig Stem also passes Joe Van Meter for the most strikeouts in a High Point Rockers career, and put a little distance on him after that for good measure. So Craig Stem gets the game ball today. Not a whole lot to say about this one other than a tough loss, a well-pitched game. The Rockers pitching continues to be every bit as good as we knew it was going to be. And some days you only score 2 runs, and that's just what happened today. Tomorrow, it's a pitching matchup of Austin Glorious and Jose Mesa Jr. Jose Mesa Jr. 3-0 on the year, Glorious 1-1, as the Rockers look for what would be their 5th consecutive series victory. First pitch tomorrow scheduled for 6:35. We will be on air tomorrow at 6 o'clock with the Rockers pregame show on MixLR, and the YouTube stream will follow us shortly after. That'll wrap it up here tonight. Final score again in 11 innings, Charleston 3 and High Point 2. A big shout out to everyone down in the Rockers control room and the Rockers media department for all their hard work day in and day out. That's it for us tonight. I'm Kendrick Fruits, wishing you a rocking good night. We'll see you tomorrow. This has been a presentation of High Point Rockers Baseball on the Rockers Baseball Network.